now it's official. The Exploding Heads Horror Podcast, episode 16. Here we are. It's me. It's Dave Z. It's Christian.
It's two people.
It's me and Dave Z.
Yeah.
Who's me?
I didn't say me and Dave Z. I said it's me, comma, Dave Z. And I don't know. I thought it rhymed. Maybe it'd be okay. Another wonderful intro, ladies and gentlemen.
Flawless.
All right. That's all I got to say, and I go on from there. Yeah, we don't have to introduce anybody, except it's straight talk only tonight.
Nightmare 3.
There you go. And the reason I say that is because of our guest. I know that he would know that line because he is a Nightmare on Elm Street fanboy, if I'm not mistaken. Much like we're Friday fanboys, at least Christian and myself. So, anyway, without further ado, our very first guest in the history of Exploding Heads, ladies and gentlemen, from Evil Episodes, from the Theme Warriors, he is the man that we all love, and his name is Mike Maryman. Welcome to the show, Mike.
What's up, guys? Nice to be hanging with the cool kids tonight.
Yeah, it's about fucking time, huh?
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Yes, welcome to the big boy table.
Oh.
I've arrived.
You have arrived. It's official. Now, I'll tell you what about Evil Episodes, guys. They've gone over 100. That is an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's...
Well, that's huge.
Yeah, I plan on retiring after about 16.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how you're going to break us that news?
This was the audition.
That's why Mike's here.
Out goes Brandon.
Right. That's why Mike's here. At the end of the show, yep, everything changes.
The most interesting, or I guess funny thing is when I started the show, it was pretty much Walking Dead, Dexter, and I think American Horror Story might have just started. And I thought, man, I'm going to have to end up using most of the show to talk about like older TV shows, which I didn't have a problem with, but that was going to be like probably 50% of the show in the beginning. And like after about a year and a half into it, there's so many damn shows coming out all the time that I really haven't had time to cover anything. So we're trying to actually get back to covering older stuff. But right. Yeah, I would say we've probably reached our peak because we're at the point now where like shows are popping up and disappearing after a season. So I think we're about to start hitting the decline era again, where networks are like, all right, horror is not necessarily an automatic ratings thing anymore. So, but you know, it was kind of fun while it lasted the past few years.
Oh man, who you kidding? There's so many fucking horror shows. They're not going away. Believe me.
No, they've been dropping like flies lately.
But they're popping up just as much.
Well, the good ones, like, that bring in, like, the big ratings, they're going to stick around as long as they want, but you're starting to see, like, networks aren't giving the ones that aren't producing ratings in the first season, they're, like, canceling them after the first season now, because I believe...
Yeah.
Didn't Lucifer get canceled?
Yeah, did it? I didn't know that. I know Damien got canceled, obviously.
Damien did, and now there's already, like, an Exorcist show coming out with Gina Davis. So... What? Yeah, that's coming, I think, to Fox, if I remember correctly.
Get the fuck out of here. Really? I don't want to even... Whatever. Okay. I can't complain. Let me take that back. I said it before. We had somebody questioned us on an earlier episode, and I said it then, and I'll say it now. I'll give any show a chance now, because they take us by surprise.
Yeah, I mean, with oversaturation, you're going to get a lot of bad ones, but there's going to be ones that you probably don't expect to be good that end up being really good.
Well, I'll tell you, it worked
that
out.
About every genre too, because think of how many shitbrow like sitcoms we've gotten and whatnot, and they're just horrible. And so yeah, you're right. It's just going to be there's going to be a lot of crap to wade through maybe, but I still think there's quality coming out. And again, you guys like shows that I don't like, Scream Queens. And Dave, I remember you said Damien. You like Damien. I watched that first episode and I just
it got better.
It was so forced. I just couldn't get into it.
It got better, Damien. After like the third episode, it started coming together, and then like the last three were fucking pretty solid.
Yeah, and that's why it's gone.
I really didn't like Scream Queens until maybe about like 3 or 4 episodes in, and they got rid of some of the characters, and it kind of became the that it's Emma Roberts, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once it
it's Emma.
became like the Emma Roberts showcase, I was like, all right, now it's getting good. Scream, I thought was good. Season 2 is like about halfway through now, I think.
I haven't even finished the first episode yet. I have them all. I just, for some reason, I didn't run back. I don't know why. But I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm like way behind on stuff because recently I moved, so that took all my time. So I have a bunch of stuff just sitting on the DVR, like that show Outcast. That was like Robert Kirkman's other thing besides Walking Dead. It's kind of like a demon possession show. I haven't even started that. There's like 5 episodes of that sitting on there.
Wow.
Some show that started on the network used to be ABC Family, but they changed the name of it. They're trying to go after like an older demographic. It's called like Dead Summer or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
The station is called Dead Summer.
No, not the station.
show.
The show.
The
You
show-
said the station. I thought you said the station was ABC Family, and they're trying to change the name of that station to go to a higher demographic.
They did change
Oh.
it to try, but they didn't change it to Dead Summer. Dead Summer is one of the shows on it.
Well, okay.
Some guy on Facebook was talking about it today. It's it's
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's like it's
Dead of
basically
Summer, I think it is. Sorry, Mike.
right. Yeah, all right, that's it. Dead of Summer. Yeah, it's like a camp counselor type thing. So I'm assuming it's probably like a Friday the 13th without Jason. But like I said, I haven't really seen any of it yet. I just haven't had time. But I have it all sitting on the. I think it's 2 or 3 episodes in. So I haven't even got around to watching Slasher, and that's on Netflix.
Me neither. I know. There's
You
no
have
time.
to check it out. You got to check it out. It's not totally successful, but what an opening! And there's some great episodes. Like anything, there's a couple of padded ones, and you'd say for an 8-episode show, it's kind of upsetting that there's a couple of padded ones. But overall, it's successful. But interesting to hear what you guys think of that.
I meant to watch it when it originally aired on Chiller, and then I forgot to set the DVR, and all of a sudden it was like 3 episodes in, and I was like, I don't want to start then, so I just waited. It seems like it got to Netflix pretty quick.
This Exorcist promo it looks like a mid-season cancellation to me.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
We'll see. We shall see.
Well, when you said Gina Davis, I got excited. I'm like, well, not excited, but I was like, okay, Gina Davis, she's a name. I'm like, let's see who else is in it. I don't recognize anyone else in it except Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
I don't care about stars, man. If it's
I want stars. I want big Hollywood.
I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a big, bright, shining star.
Dave, did you see the season of Wayward Pines?
Oh, you know what? I didn't rush back to watch that either, and I'll tell you why. Part of the reason is what was so great about the first season was the mystery of what was going on for the first 6, 7 episodes. Now the cat's out of the bag. I don't know if it's gonna be. You're taking that element away from it. Granted, I will still watch it, but I'm just really short on time right now, fellas.
Dave, I did the same thing you did. I watched season 1. I really enjoyed it. And then once season 2 started, I started DVRing them. And then I just deleted them all. I'm like, I'm in no rush to get back to this.
Yeah. Well, Mike, we should wrap up the TV talk. Tell us about that. What have you thought about Wayward Pines?
Season 2, I would say it's definitely different for the reasons you said. They kind of, a lot of what they're doing now is they're kind of exploring like the background of how Wayward Pines came to be, like when they first.
Oh, it's more prequel shit?
Sort of. I mean, they kind of go back and forth between the aftermath of what happened in season 1 and where they go from there, and then they'll show flashbacks to like how they originally built it up and things were kind of going wrong and like moral dilemmas and all that. I still think it's good, but yeah, it's definitely different now that. No surprise, anytime like a character on screen's left out of the dark, it doesn't have the same effect because we're not left out of the dark. So
Right.
the whole first season when Matt Damon's like going through shit, you kind of were as a viewer too, experiencing that same like what the hell, but you don't really have that in the second season.
Yes, exactly. That's what I figured. But let me ask you this: remember the way season 1 ended? Okay, remember when they wake up and they see what's going on and who's being worshipped now, etc. Okay, you remember the way it ended, right?
Yeah.
Now, did they pull a fucking Evil Dead 2 freaking Army of Darkness switcheroo and fucking change that?
No, they
Good. Okay.
still have that. I mean, I think the biggest reason why season 2 had to be so drastically different is because back when the first season aired, it was actually like a mid-season dump-off show that the network, because it had been
I remember. Yeah.
it had been filmed like 2 years, I think, before it actually aired, and I don't know if they just didn't know how to market it or what, so they just dumped it in the middle of summer, not expecting it to do anything, and then it got good ratings, and they're like, oh shit, now we have to have a second season, even though they ended the first season like it was going to be the end of the show, period. So I think they scrambled because they couldn't get most of the actors back, even if they tried to write them in, because they're all on to other projects because it was long ago. So they were kind of screwed, and they had
Oh,
a
that's right.
different direction.
Yeah.
There are a few people back, but they're the more like unknown people that
Yeah.
could use the work.
Yeah. Well.
I was just wondering too, Mike, do you bleach your ass? Sorry, I just realized we're 16 minutes into the show, and whew, we almost went without a bleach reference. So I was getting a little worried. I'm sorry. So
Only on days that end with a Y.
yeah, okay, perfect. What's the California way, right? I think everybody there it's instantaneous bleaching of the asshole. They do that before they cut, right when you come out of the womb, I think.
Yeah, or if you move here and you go to the DMV to change your address on your identification, they hand you like a pamphlet.
Yeah,
Right.
Your asshole and you.
yeah, it goes without saying.
Oh
Cali.
shit! I
Fucking
guarantee. Yeah, I guarantee that's where bleached asshole started, was in Cali.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I just have a good feeling, you know.
Probably San Fernando Valley down south, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Los Angeles, you know. Shit's crazy out there.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So, Mike, we're thrilled to have you here. It's actually so cool that you started your show, and like you said in the beginning, you didn't know. You know, you were probably worried about having enough material to cover because it was just supposed to be TV horror. So now it's a fucking overabundance. It's just amazing what's happened in a couple of years.
Yeah, now like when I get with Brian and Jamie, when we start doing show prep, it's like, all right, what do we actually have time to cover on this episode, and what do we have to push off to the next one, because we're not trying to have 3-4 hour episodes.
Exactly. Speaking of that, we should move on, or we're gonna have. So yeah, Evil Episodes podcast is on Horrorphilia, along with Theme Warriors. Check them out. Horrorphilia Network. Rock and roll.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. Now, let's, just a quick reminder, everybody. Please rate and review and subscribe. Get on there now. Do your thing. I'll say it now. Most people say it at the end of the show. I'm saying it now and getting it the fuck out of the way. While we're on that, guys, I have an announcement. We finally have 10. In fact, we have more than 10. We have 11 now for the write-ins. So that means we can have a giveaway.
Yeah, definitely 11.
Well, 11 that I know of, because one came...
On your face?
One came on my face. Oh, hey.
Oh, come on.
Leave it. Let it dry, and then I'll peel it off and eat it.
Oh, eat it. Oh, I'm moving on.
Like
Enough's enough.
Pudding skins.
Now listen, check it. Oh, God.
Mike's like, what the fuck did I agree to?
We don't actually review horror movies on this show.
Mike listens. He's pretty familiar with our antics.
Yeah, I'm a regular listener.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Mike. So
I guess
yeah,
I-
giveaways.
Giveaways. We're going to figure that out next show. But bottom line is, I've been saying, as soon as we get 10 written, we can have it. Right?
I got an idea. I'm thinking about giving away my virginity.
I thought Blake Phillip took it.
Yeah.
Oh, he only took my anal virginity.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
Woo.
Check it out. Because this one comes from Australia, it's not on the list. Because it's like we talked about before, different iTunes. There's Canadian iTunes, American iTunes, and Australian iTunes.
Yeah, they got a lot of kangaroo music.
It's very frustrating, though. I don't understand why iTunes can't just band together and just, if you review the show, you see the show. How are you supposed to find out, other than country jumping, are you going to know that you've gotten this review? It's the
If
stupidest
you turn,
setup.
if you go to
So
iTunes
stupid.
and you turn your computer screen upside down, that's the Australian iTunes.
I'm sorry. This is to my Aussie friends. This is America. I mean, this is what you got to put up with. I mean, holy shit! I know we're close enough that we have to deal with it day in and day out. But when
Oh.
you're down under, yeah.
Come from the land down under. I'm singing. I'm a singing fool tonight. So let me get back to this point. Neil Robson messaged me on Facebook because he had something to say. He left a rating. He's the official number 10. So check it out. Hey guys, couldn't find the Exploding Heads email address on the Facebook page. Oh, we got to change that. Well, okay. Wanted to email you my iTunes review as no one will see it being Australian iTunes. Boo, iTunes. Here's my review for you, EH. Top of the mops.
Mops.
Dave Z, Christian, and Brandon have great chemistry. I hear they live in 3 separate houses, human centipede style. And great knowledge of horror, along with the aspects of the genre as a whole. The banter between the 3 is hilarious. The way they do their reviews is very well done, as they give a general overall review of the movie chosen that week, then advise they're going into spoiler territory and give a further in-depth review. A top-notch horror podcast that everyone who's into horror should subscribe to. So,
Nice. Thanks, Neil.
That's awesome.
yes.
Awesome.
So
That's what we do on this show. Is toot our own horns, but I love it. Thank you for the review.
I can't disagree with anything you've said, Neil.
yeah, I'm with you on that. but thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe we have one more. So, like I said, it's actually 11. So it was going to happen either way. But let's see what this newest one is. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man, and another one I just discovered. Wow. So we got 2 more.
Is this from Japanese iTunes?
Yeah, I'm logging into all the different ones.
Yeah.
Just read us all the symbols you see.
So we have...
House, dog, upside down house, dog, squiggly lines, dog, house. Sorry. So offensive.
So now we have 12. Make it 13 with Neil. That's lucky 13. Nice. On the air discovery. Sweet. I'm not going to read them all because we're just going to do one a week, But we have more, so that's good. So thank you guys. We asked and you answered. So we're going to have a giveaway. We got some stuff here. I got some horror swag. I'm going to fucking do a drawing and we'll send some good stuff out to you. So that's the first one. We'll do that maybe next show. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do it next show.
Some swag.
Yeah, some swag. And I don't even belong to any one of those groups. That like Mike, what's that thing called? Everyone does some horror box or whatever the hell they are.
Horror block.
Block. Yes, I'll be horror block for somebody for a month. So yeah.
Yes, free stickers coming your way. Hey.
Yeah, an Exploding Heads Horror Podcast at gmail.com. It's real easy. Everyone listening, you want to send an email, please send an email, because we'll read them all in the air like we always do. So, which will bring me to the next order of business. There is an email, and this is interesting. Okay, this comes from our friend, once again, Craig Chaos from the Uncommon Interest Podcast.
Nice.
Hey guys, just heard the Hush episode and you guys talked about TV horror. Are any of you watching Dead of Summer with Tony Todd? Wow.
See? I knew someone talked about it. I saw that.
Wow, it's crazy. The new station, Dead Summer.
See?
This is chaos.
Yes, it is.
My DVR is all caught up on it.
There you go. We're getting there. So I didn't know Tony Todd was in it. That's good. So he says it's really good. Then he says I was wondering your guys' thoughts on the new vampire film Neon Demon. It has a very Starry Eyes vibe. Yeah.
Starry R's?
Starry Eyes vibe.
Starry R's? Is that the pirate version? Starry R's.
Starry Eyes.
Starry eyes stuff on you there, honey. Starry eyes. I haven't seen it, but people mixed reviews. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say I was planning to go see Neon Demon because it was playing at the local theater and it was gone in like 4 days. So
Yep, me too. I had it in one theater near me and it was gone in a few days and it really pissed me off because that looks like my type of movie. I love Starry Eyes.
Me too.
Me too.
I can't believe it. The same exact thing happened to me. I looked
Yeah.
one day and I said, I'll go this day. And then fucking it was gone. It was like a couple of days later. I was like,
They must have just done total limited release. And
I've heard good things, but I'm not surprised because, again, it looks like a stylish style over substance type of film that people are probably going to see and going to be very confused by.
Seems like a movie I'm gonna really like, but I can only recommend it to like a few people. Otherwise, the other ones will never want to talk to me again because you like that. What the hell's wrong with you?
Heh.
That's so.
Fuck 'em.
You like to have to think? I want my horror spoon-fed to me.
Yeah, they fucking do. That's a spoiler for me, though. I didn't know it was a vampire film.
I actually didn't know either.
Yeah, I didn't know either. So I
Damn
don't.
you, Craig.
Of
Way
course.
to go, way to go, Craig. Way to cause some chaos up in here.
Yeah, I don't. Unless it's not like literal. I don't know. We can.
Maybe it's not a vampire film. Maybe he wants us to think it's a vampire film and there's actually no vampires in it.
Well played. Well played.
But I know it gets pretty violent towards the end. I heard it gets pretty violent, so it must be a vampire or something, because vampires are violent.
Very. Very.
That went absolutely nowhere.
vampires are violent. That's what we've learned today. If you take home one thing from this episode is that vampires are violent.
and then Neon Demon is a vampire movie. You could take
And
that from
Star Yars is a pirate porno.
Shiver me timbers.
Vampires' lives matter. Okay.
Okay, now to sum it up. He says also, here again is the link to the Corey Gory. So did anybody look at Corey Gory yet?
I saw the link, yeah.
I watched the first 15 minutes, and it is you have to see it. It's bonkers. It's so bad, but you know you're going to have to watch it. It should have been on that list, Brandon, that you tackled, that you challenged yourself to. It should have been on that list.
You know, I recently found out there's a part 2 of that list.
Oh no.
Yep.
How many
more
movies?
movies?
Another 100.
I'm not challenging you.
I am not challenging myself.
I challenge you.
Oh, you asshole!
I accept.
He couldn't resist. He had to be an asshole.
So I'm
have
definitely
to.
going to watch that movie. I don't know if I'm going to donate because I don't know if this money is going to get directly to the filmmakers.
Well, they say it does, but you never know. The other thing is, they said if you like it, and I'm not sure if I'm borderlining on liking it. It's just, it's so batshit, you got to see it. I've been laughing my head off. Like, there's lines, this guy goes by drugs from someone who's just screwing his girlfriend in a van, and she's like, oh, I'm undressed here. He's like, oh, don't worry, this won't take long. You can keep your clothes off. And then, like, I was just like, it's great for that, but it's a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
Okay, isn't there a story about it too? Didn't something happen? Wasn't Craig telling us something before about little Corey Gory? Is it like a backstory? Do you guys remember this or no?
Did they release it and let it get played without any of the people involved getting paid for it? That's the whole thing, right?
Well, that was what was on the link. I mean, no one. The filmmaker said no one saw like any money, not a red cent. Everybody got deferred payment. They never got paid. The distributor screwed them, and pretty much it's been released on DVD without any money coming to them. It's been on compilations. They haven't seen shit from it, and so they decided to throw it onto the web, the interweb, and put the donate button there and say. So I feel guilty in that regard. I'm like, oh. But if it
way
wasn't
to
for
go.
chaos, if it wasn't
Canadians
for chaos,
stealing our North American films.
your number one export, movies.
Movies, yes.
Movies.
Yeah. So I guess that's the story. Little Corey Gory.
That's the story, little Corey Gory.
Wow. That's an Oasis album. Did you know that?
Yeah. Morning. Hello, morning, Gory. Corey.
What's the story?
Gory,
Corey Gory, Morning Glory.
I couldn't think of it. I knew it, but I couldn't think of it.
That's why they broke up. That's why the brothers just split.
That was it, man. Oh, I had another email here, and I seem to have misplaced it somehow.
Look under the desk. Maybe you dropped it.
I didn't misplace it. I thought that it was on Twitter.
Or online, maybe. I don't know. It's funny how you could just misplace those emails.
Something like that happened. I don't know.
We have 4 of them.
I don't know. Well, that'll have to be next show. That'll because I thought I had another email. I just might have fucked up. Who knows?
All the prep work Dave does.
I know.
Prep work.
I do, and then one little thing happens, and
It's like a domino effect.
I'll tell you what we did get though. On the serious tip, we had a few things happen on the Facebook on the group page. There's something that we can read there because somebody wanted to ask us a question, and it was after the last show. So we asked it there. So I said, "Well, we'll put it on the show." Brett Sabo asked us.
Hi, Brett. Brett's my friend.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he? He's your homie? Yeah.
She. It's a girl.
Oh, right on. Cool.
I train her.
Oh, do you?
Really?
Yes.
Top of the mops?
Yeah. We're friends.
Wow, oh, that's cool. This is the first I've heard of her. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Brett, tell Brandon he should talk about you more. Because this is the first I've heard. Why you been sandbagging on us? Damn. But yeah, she said, can we still ask a question?
No.
Oh, no. So, sorry.
Well, that was...
Right.
All right. Brandon says no, he's top of the mops. We're not going to ask it. All right, just kidding. What's the best surprise ending of a horror movie you've seen?
Always a good question. Every time you hear it.
It is a good question.
I don't care how many times that question's asked. Because, I mean, I've asked that question before. Every time because you always get something new.
Yeah.
Here's what sucks for me. All the real amazing ones were spoiled by the time I saw them. Like Psycho, you knew about fucking that. You know, Friday the 13th, I knew Jason. I may not have known he was going to jump out. Whatever. Carrie I had heard about. Just different things. A lot of the real good ones, you know? Like Sleepaway Camp, you know, all of those. So, for me, my answer is the most unforgettable one that I can think of was actually Saw. When I went to see Saw, fucking...
Seesaw.
It was like a big premiere. It was in Vegas, and it was a Wednesday night. It wasn't coming out till Friday, and supposedly he was like some of the first people seeing it. And that fucking movie ended, and it floored me. Like, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, what the fuck? That was amazing. And I was still, like, in shock. And you know, at the end of the movie, when the credits roll, and he says, game over, and pulls it, and you hear the guy yelling still, and then the credits start. It was such an impactful fucking ending. I'll never forget it. I remember how happy I was. I said they should never make a sequel to this movie.
Dave stood up and screamed, "Game over, motherfuckers! Game over!"
I was so stunned. I probably would have.
And then shut up the theater.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I agree with you, Dave. I mean, it happened with a couple of the Saw films for me, where I was just like, "Oh, bravo!"
Yes,
I'm glad they made sequels. But if they had never made a sequel to Saw, it'd be... I mean, it's still a phenomenal film. You can't judge it based on its sequels.
Oh, no, dude. No. Fine. I'm into the sequels. Most of them.
I know you are. I know.
Yeah.
I watched Part 3 the other day with a friend. And, man, I love Part 3. And,
yes.
I was getting goosebumps, even though I knew it was coming. I'm like, wait for it, here it comes.
Dude, I think 3's the best one of the series, honestly.
Yeah, I you know, it's hard for me to not pick one, but 3 and then 6 are right there.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. 3, 1, 6. That's
yeah. You and I have mentioned that before.
Wow.
See, I have to go back and rewatch all of them because I still want to say 1 as a movie might still be my favorite, but 3 is definitely where they just ramped up the gore, where I think people's memory of the series being so gory, I think 3 is like really where that started. Because I remember, like, especially, isn't 3 the one where they had that one death with like the pig slaughtering and the gut?
Yes.
That alone was just so ridiculously disgusting but awesome, and I think like 3 holds like a lot of people's memory of when they think of the Saw series and how gory it is. It's because you know kind of that's in where it started. As the first one, I go back and watch that, and it's like it doesn't live up to the reputation as being gory, where people, if you ask most people about the movie Saw, like just the first one, I bet they it almost has a Texas Chainsaw Massacre effect where they remember gory, even if it wasn't outside of a couple scenes.
Yeah.
Which is really what makes it good. I mean, the fact that it can make you think it's a lot more gory than it is.
Is that your answer too? Are you a Saw guy as well, Mike?
Yeah, I pretty much saw every single one on opening night. It kind of became like an annual thing for me and my wife, and I think like 4 and 5 are the ones I like the least, and then I was pretty happy with 6 how it kind of rebounded, and then 7 was ridiculous, but you kind of knew why they were making it and how the wrap up was going to happen. So it was kind of cool just to see that conclusion. But I would say like 1 through 3, like if they just ended it after 3, I think that trilogy would like stand up.
Yeah, that would be a great trilogy. 3 was the perfect ending to that trilogy.
And they could have easily ended it at 3.
Exactly.
Easily. That was it. Jigsaw's dead. Credits roll. You know, fucking see ya.
Spoiler alert.
For a while, the whole series Blu-ray was on Amazon for $20. I picked it up. It was like a couple of years ago. Don't ask me like why they were selling it that cheap, because it wasn't like it was even like a Black Friday sale or anything. It was just straight up the whole set for $20. So I was like,
it still goes real cheap.
I remember that. I had them already, so
it's still I have all of them on DVD, but the Blu-ray set does go really cheap. But I hear it's like bare bones. Not that I care.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind more. I had 1, 2, and 3. I bought it from Walmart for $10. It was a 3-pack on blue, and then 4 through 7 I got for $1 each when Blockbuster closed. Used fucking Blu-rays. So I didn't spend much at all. I was like, I love the series, so I'll have them all anyway.
Yeah.
So is that your answer, Mike, to the biggest surprise? The Saw for you, or was it not?
Definitely, I would say as far as modern films go, yeah, that probably is the biggest surprise. I'm trying to think like if there's any older.
The best is what she asked. Actually, what do you think is what was the best surprise ending you saw? So
I mean, I would say that probably is, because when it happened, I wasn't expecting it at all, and it was kind of like, and like as they start showing the scenes how it got put together, I was like, holy shit! Like this whole time that was going So I would say probably that. Unless I can think of anything else why everyone else is giving their pick, but I would say Saw.
Nice. Christian, you've been unusually quiet during this whole Saw.
Saw was good. I love that ending as well. You know, you try not to go like, I remember Sixth Sense was not spoiled for me. So when I went to Sixth Sense, I was like, what the hell could this freaking ending be that everybody's been talking about? And then when it hit me, I'm like, holy shit. That was amazing. But I think it might be the reveal of Roy in Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning.
Nice.
I'm kidding. Actually, it is a good one.
It was a surprise.
No, it is a good one. It was a surprise because I told you. I first saw that. I was a dumb kid, and I wasn't even that young. I was like, I think 14 or something like that. Anyway.
You don't have to say dumb. They know.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, that part's already.
My buddy's going like, I've told this story so many times, so I'll try to make it short. My buddy's like, well, this fucking paramedic guy or ambulance driver keeps giving the eye to the camera. I mean, I'm like, Brent, it's not that guy. Jason's Jason. I mean, what do you think you're doing here? And then at the end, it's the guy who turns to him. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't like. It was just, I just didn't expect it because I just assumed it was a regular old Friday the 13th movie. I had just started getting into the series and whatnot, and that was like the first one I saw in full based on the fact that I was like totally terrified of them as a kid.
Wait, so your friend actually called the ending?
Oh, right the second. If you watch that movie, the paramedic glares into the camera like,
no, I know, but
they're talking to me, Sheriff.
But it's a Friday the 13th film. There's no way like you could realistically have thought that just because this guy's looking weird at the camera. You probably just thought they hired some really shitty actor.
He called it right out. He's like,
that's awesome.
That paramedic guy's a killer. I'm like, no, buddy.
Looks like Ferrigno's cousin or something like that.
Yeah, right. That's another thing. When he was shown, Christian, the same exact thing with me when I saw Part 5, okay? Number one, somebody I was with, my father took me to see it. I was on vacation. It was crazy. I was in Florida on vacation, and I was right in the middle of Jason Fever, and I saw fucking Final Chapter opening night, and I never stopped since. In 5, we happened to be in Florida when it opened. It was raining that night. Something happened. So we went to a mall, and there was a petting zoo for some reason. It was weird. And I saw that they had a new beginning there. I said, Dad, can you take me? I was fucking probably pissing my pants with excitement. And he took me. And as we're watching it, at one point he says to me, he goes, something's up with that ambulance driver. It's just the way he said it. And I had just like you, Christian, same thing. At no time did I think anything about him being unusual. Isn't it? Now it's obvious. Yeah, totally. But at the time, same exact fucking reaction. And when it happened, did you know who it was when it was exposed?
I'm like, who the fuck is that in that bald cap? And why did he go to the extent of wearing the bald cap to hide his identity? Like, even at young, I'm like, what the we rewound it. And then, of course, the cop ends up showing the fact that he carries a picture of himself in his wallet and his estranged son and whatnot. And then we were laughing our heads, like, we were like, what the? I was like, I'm bamboozled. But I've always loved that movie. I love that movie more than most people do, and it's got more of a cult following and more of a following since. But I love it.
It's probably in my top 3, maybe, I think. Because I think Friday the 13th 5, outside of the fact that it's not Jason, it has everything that you would want in a Friday the 13th as far as like the kills. It's gratuitous. The characters, that the kids are freaking over the top ridiculous, and I love it. I've always kind of liked it. You know, when I was younger, the fact that it wasn't Jason, I cared about it more. You know, at that stage in my life, but now it's kind of like it's almost kind of like a Halloween 3 to me, where like, it is kind of like the bastard child of this series, but I dig it.
Yeah,
so. I totally agree.
Yeah, it's like Halloween 3 with me. So I had the same reaction. When I was young and I first saw it, I was taken aback, and that was fucking, I was like, what in the fuck? And I didn't watch it again for years, but I watched the other ones, and long story short, now I completely appreciate both of those movies. I love them. They're great, I mean, granted, it's not 1 through 4 for me, but it was the last one that tried to hold on to that Friday feel, So I do like it. Now, Mike, let me guess. If you think this is on your top 3, are your other? You're probably. I'm gonna guess 2 and 4 are your other favorites.
I would say,
unless you're a Jason Lives guy, then you might.
No, my favorite in the series, probably, like what I can most consistently said, is part 3. I really like part 3. Part 4, I really like 2. It's definitely all the early franchise ones. Once he becomes indestructible zombie Jason, it's still a fun franchise, but it's definitely different tonally. And
Mike, would you say that The New Blood was the best movie of 1988?
What an asshole!
Yes.
Jason take a week at Bernie's.
No.
We get that Crystal Lake.
Yeah, Jason takes Bernie.
I just curious if anybody else thought that was the best horror film of the year.
Hey, I'm not trusting anyone's opinions anymore. Everybody's picking A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 over Rocky 4. So
yeah, I told you I wasn't
not
the
everybody.
only one.
Not everybody.
A lot of people who have no idea what they're talking about.
Mike, maybe I got somebody here that's gonna agree. Nightmare 2 or Rocky 4?
How the hell do I compare these two movies?
Hey, they asked us, we answered. You have to.
Well, it was because of that double feature someone saw, right?
I mean, I love both movies. I mean, Rocky 4 is like
Jump the shark. Come on.
But
Jump the shark. It's
awesome.
awesome.
Good. It's like, let's take away everything serious about the Rocky series up to this point and just make a good old red-blooded American versus the Russian. Shit.
At least he finally won a fight.
You guys won. Yeah, you guys won. You stopped the
Rocky
Cold
was
War.
a horrible fighter. You lost more than half of his fights.
Hey, leave Rocky alone. The Italian Stallion. Well, it's close. See, Mike can't even decide. See? So
Look, I never wanted to compare the two either. I like A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's my series as a kid growing up. That's the first franchise I got into. So I don't want to pick between the two, but
hey,
Rocky 4 is the better movie.
The only reason...
Bingo, bango.
Bingo, bango, bango.
If it was any other Nightmare in the series... Because 2 is the redheaded stepchild. I happen to be okay with it, but
I don't think. I don't
Freddy's dead.
necessarily
Freddy's dead's the worst.
Yeah, 2's not the worst by any means.
Yeah, Freddy's dead is. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch. I'm not saying it's a better movie, but if given the choice to watch 4, 5, and 6, I'll watch 6.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Yes. Yep. It knew what it was. It wasn't trying to be serious anymore. He was a fucking MTV fucking cartoon version of him, and by that point, they instead of trying to make a serious horror movie like they were trying to do with 4 and 5, but they were so fucking cheesy and awful that it didn't work. This movie knew that it was dumb, knew that Freddy was a fucking clown, and just put it all out there. That I respect it for that. I'm not saying it's a fucking great movie, but I prefer it over the other two.
I know a lot of people hate 4. I don't really hate 4.
Well, you are a Nightmare fanboy, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I find something redeemable in all of them, but I mean, it's the same way as for like Friday. If you're a Friday guy, it's like even the worst ones, you probably find them.
I'll still watch it. Yeah, the only one I don't ever want to watch again, honestly, is Jason Goes to Hell. But the other ones I can watch again. Yeah.
Now, do you think Jason Goes to Hell though is a bad movie or just a bad Friday the 13th?
It's a terrible Friday the 13th. It's a below average movie.
It's pretty terrible.
I have to agree. There are some redeeming qualities to it, though. Funny enough, I do love that opening. As
Yes.
crazy as it is, the opening is great.
I agree. So you see, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring it back because I'm gonna lose all credibility here because my pick for the best twist, in my opinion, in recent years. I'm going for recent years.
It's not best twist. It's best surprise ending.
It's the best surprise. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
High
Go
tension.
twist.
High tension is mine. I know, Dave, you hate it.
Oh.
I
You mean
I don't
hot?
hate it. I
mean
just
hot?
hate the twist. Hot. I just want attention.
What?
Okay.
Hot. I'm being one of those pretentious horror fans. Yes.
Yeah, there goes Christian picking these French extreme films again. French Canadian extreme films as usual.
He's the French Canadian extremist. Yep.
Wee.
Oh.
Did you pick Dave?
I said Saw. I started the whole damn thing.
You know what? I wasn't listening.
That's okay. I
No,
wasn't
I'm
listening
kidding.
to you either. That's okay.
I didn't even pick.
Yes, you did. You said Saw.
No.
No?
I didn't pick Saw as my pick.
Guess I'm fucked up. Okay, pick.
Best twist ending?
It wasn't best twist ending. I gotta say the same thing.
It's your
You did
friend,
that on-
Brandon. Holy
I
shit.
know.
She wants to know best twist surprise endings. That's what she means by that.
Trying to do it the right way and say best surprise.
Look, we were talking about The Invitation today because I recommended it to her. She was listening to our show and she loved it, and I loved it, and I thought that had a great twist to it.
Yeah.
But two of the best twists in recent years got to be The Orphanage and The Mist. Yes, I picked two.
Oh, The Mist. The Mist is up there too. That's what an ending. Oh,
The,
Great.
the Mist is probably number one, but I love
Great
The
pick.
Orphanage, and I know a lot of people don't like The Orphanage, but I love that film.
It was okay. Yeah, I'm okay with the Orphanage.
No, you got to be better than okay with it.
It was good.
It's great. It's Spanish horror.
That's what makes it great. Now, see, now I got you with the Spanish. We got the French extremists. We got the...
I like Spanish horror.
and you haven't seen Dave the Beast yet. Have you watched Dave the Beast yet?
No, I'm too busy challenging myself to lists. I challenged myself to watch Day of the Beast before the next show.
There you go.
Would you consider the end of Martyrs a surprise? Surprise enough?
Yeah, that's another one. Like, that was great. I mean, all three of those, but God forbid you mention them in this fucking podcast.
We're gonna do them, damn it. How's that? Show 20 will be the French Extreme show. Are you happy now?
Oh,
Yes!
perfect.
French Extreme! You said it. I want to do it.
Inside, I was like, my mouth was dropping left, right, and center in that movie. I just thought that was crazy. And then,
God, these French have outdone themselves again.
No, I don't think this one's even a horror movie, but the ending of Old Boy is like, holy shit! Like,
Yes!
yeah. Some
I
people
consider that
argue. Some
fair.
people do argue, like, or that it's like a genre film.
yeah, it's like horrific. I don't know if it's like horror, but I mean, just movies overall. I think that's one of like an old.
That's a what the fuck?
Yeah,
Well, you can argue that about the movie we're reviewing tonight. Is it truthfully
True.
horror?
true.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So, what was your answer? Damn it. Do I have an official answer from you, Brandon?
I'm going with The Mist.
All right. The Mist was great. Great. I mean, it's a downer, but it's a fist pump downer. Like, inside I was fist pumping.
And didn't Stephen King say he thought the movie improved the ending from the book too?
I think he may have.
I thought he said that because in the book it's a downer in the book too, but not kind of like the gut punching downer that you get in the movie. So
Right.
I
No,
love it.
I love it too, man. I know some people don't like it, but I love it.
How can you not like it?
I don't know.
Who doesn't like it? You give me their names.
Somebody say something. If you don't like it, email or say something on the page or whatever, tweet it at us.
That ending's so good that like you want to watch it with someone for the first time, and when the ending's coming, you just want to watch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
It's great. Guess what, guys? I found the missing email.
Where was it? In your email folder?
Yes, it was. It was in my email
in the
folder.
inbox.
It came in so long ago that it was too far down because we didn't do anything like this for the Sleepaway show. That was all business.
Go
There was
through
no
your
segments.
emails and
So,
delete them as you read them.
I know.
Like a normal person. Don't stockpile 6 million emails.
I'm lazy. Remember, I'm the guy that's too lazy to get up to fucking get a code for a fucking Blu-ray or whatever. I'm just that lazy. So here's our question. Kemp Collins. Hey guys, I was wondering if you guys had any guilty pleasures. Well, Brandon. No.
I like to wear high heels while I masturbate.
Yeah. You're not guilty about it though. It's out there. It's a fact.
Only when I make the dog watch.
What about Black Phillip? What's he doing?
Black Phillip is assisting.
Okay.
He's massaging my rectum.
Bleached. So anyway,
Guilty pleasures. What does that mean?
I'm talking about a film that most of the horror community shits on,
Oh, I got one.
but you like. I'm not ashamed about my love for Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Oof, maybe you should
You
be.
should be ashamed. Yeah.
Oh, you have to insult everyone that emails us.
I got one
Australian got insulted.
I
know.
walked out of the theater. I went to see that in the theater, and I walked out of it. One of the only movies I've walked out of.
Wow.
Really?
Horrible.
That bad.
It was that bad.
It was terrible. It's probably not in my top 10. Holy fuck, I hope not. But definitely my top 20. Wow. So Kemp Collins loves Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Hey, different strokes. It's all good. Thanks for the entertainment, guys. Keep it up. So, does anybody have one like that? I don't know if there is another one that's...
I think I do.
And-
And I don't, again, it's not necessarily a horror film, but it's by a director that seems to be universally hated these days. M. Night Shyamalan.
What is it?
I liked Lady in the Water.
Really?
I did. I really liked it.
Oh, I told you I liked that too. I love that soundtrack. That was the soundtrack.
But I
raved about way
actually
back when,
enjoyed
too.
the movie.
Yeah, the movie is not as good as the soundtrack, but it's good.
Yeah, but most people like despise it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the only movie I ever walked out on. As a matter of fact, I didn't walk out. I rolled out.
You rolled out.
I know I did.
ran!
I was driving. I was at a drive-in, and it was a double feature. And I think it was Grindhouse, the right way, which was awesome. Fucking, Planet Terror and Death Proof, but the right way, the full Grindhouse feature style. It was Grindhouse, and then after Grindhouse was Lady in the Water. So we're at the drive-in, and we're watching Lady in the Water, and we're 40 minutes in, and I turned to the girl I was with. I said, "Do you want to get out of here?" She's like, "Yeah."
I turned the girl around. I pulled out. I said, "You want to get out of here?"
Yeah, why didn't I fuck if it was a bad movie? It was just I couldn't even. I had to get the fuck out. It slowed me right down. It took the wind out of my sails after Grindhouse. I'll tell you that.
It ruined my childhood.
But I don't know. Maybe if I go, like I always say, second view Dave. Maybe I could go back and watch it. Knowing kind of what to expect. And just
You still have this girl's number?
Oh no, I don't want. I do have her number. I wish. No. I don't want to discuss that fucking human being. But anyway, I see. That's why I just labeled her as just some girl. I didn't want to say who it was.
Oh, well, I think we can all kind of figure it out from
Now
that.
we know. Yes.
Now we know.
So, Lady in the Water. Wow, that's cool. Wow, I can respect.
There were
that.
2 movies last year. Gravy, put out by Scream Factory, which I really liked. And I'm not going to say I loved this movie. I know everybody likes to torment me that I loved it, but I didn't hate it, and I want to see... It was the middle of a trilogy. It was the middle movie, and that's Muck.
Wow, I didn't see Muck because... Yeah, you're the infamous guy last year. That's why I was introduced to you. The guy that liked Muck and Gravy. I remember that.
I really like Gravy. I think Gravy's a really funny movie. I like that a lot. Muck is not a good movie by any means, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's universally hated. I mean, it has, like, some of the lowest ratings I've ever seen.
Man.
Like Troll 2 type ratings.
Fuck that shit. Muck and Gravy, they both just sound bad, especially together. Right?
Yeah.
Muck and Gravy.
Muck
Ugh.
and Fire.
Oh, awful. No, but I haven't seen either. I can't even say. Gravy might be okay. I heard it's at least, like you said, and I've heard other people say it's at least funny. So,
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Muck, everybody shit on it. That movie, the Fog remake, and fucking Psycho, the remake, are the three movies I've heard nobody say a good word about. Except you said a good word about Muck. But I mean, not that good of a word. But
No, but it's an average film for me.
yeah. What do you guys have? Any other answers for guilty pleasures?
Well, the movies I like, I think there are people that do like them as well. 'Cause, I don't know, Dr. Giggles.
Other Canadians.
I like Dr. Giggles. I don't know why. I think it's
I saw
a
Dr.
great
Giggles in the
slasher film.
movies. I like that.
I think it's a great slasher film, but so it's difficult because there are people that do like that film, but and I was a sucker for killers that got like the electric chair that came back from the dead. Shocker and the horror show.
Yes, the horror show. That's the right.
I love
name
the
for it,
horror
too.
show. House 3 for whatever.
Yeah,
reason.
don't ever say that around me.
Yeah.
I know. Fuck, I can't believe it's called House 3. Terrible. It has nothing to do with fucking House.
Yeah.
It was only called House 3 overseas, but people in the States nowadays call fucking the horror show House 3, and I can't understand why. Weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
Well, I was there. I went to the show to fucking see it. I went to the movies. I was a kid.
The show.
The horror show. Yeah.
Let's all go to the show. Let's all go to the show.
And Bad Dreams. That's my other one.
Oh,
Bad Dreams is awesome.
It's a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 remake.
Yeah,
totally. With the same girl, Jennifer Rubin. Yeah.
But I love that movie.
That's an awesome movie.
I saw that at the show, too.
At the show. Wait,
Was
let's
it a
all
horror
go
show?
to the show.
Did you exclaim, now that is horror?
That's horror. That's right.
Quiet, you're ruining the show.
Quiet, everybody. The show's about to begin.
I used to always call it the show when I was
Yeah,
young.
when did you see this? In 1930?
There's a new
Hey.
picture. There's moving pictures.
Yeah, it's the
We're
picture.
gonna go take a show. Who wants to go to the show tonight?
Lady Picture Show. Oh shit. So yes,
Bad Dreams had a good soundtrack too.
Yeah, it did. So there was a handful of ones that I liked that I guess I call them guilty pleasures.
Did any of you guys see Smiley? Because I know that's universally hated.
yeah, but the people that I did listen to the remake to the review was the Skeleton Crew, and fucking Alex did not hate it. Actually, he kind of liked it.
You know, I only saw it once, and I didn't hate it. I don't really remember it that well, but I didn't hate it. But I remember everyone just universally just despising this film.
They do hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I have not seen it.
I don't feel guilty. I stick by my picks. Friday 7.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. Nice. You don't have to feel guilty for any of them. That's what I say. The term guilty pleasure is hard to use because most of the
No,
time
you get it though. I get it. I mean,
I understand what it means, but most of the time you don't feel guilty. They should call it a non-guilty pleasure. That's what they should call it because it's a pleasure for you that maybe you should feel guilty about, but you don't. You know, for me, I have more that I hate. I'm the opposite. I can think of a bunch of movies that a lot of people love that I don't like.
Yeah.
You know, that would be an easier list to compose than this. As far as this, I don't even know.
so why don't you pick one just for fun? Pick one that everybody usually likes that you hate. Because I have one that I pick that people tend to
I'm not
really
going to
like.
do that. We'll do that for another show. That's a whole other conversation. You know me. You've already heard some of the ones that I've talked about that everyone else likes.
I did?
You've heard me. We've had discussions about movies that I think are overrated, sure. I don't know, but
Like what?
somebody asked. No, we can't get into that. We'll go on and on. The segment's long as it is. We haven't answered this question yet. Somebody, if you guys want to know, somebody send the question next show. How's that?
I'll send the question.
Okay, there you go. Mike can do it, actually. So, Mike, do you have an answer? You have a guilty... I know you have a guilty pleasure.
Plenty. I would say, because I already brought it up once, Nightmare 4, I don't dislike.
People like that.
Alien 3, I don't dislike.
That's a good one. A lot of people don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's as good as the first two, of course, but I don't get the uber hate for it.
I don't either. I dig it myself.
Shocker was a good pick. I really like Shocker. Man, anything else off the top of my head? I don't know. I want to say Jaws 3, but I don't know what the pulse is on that if people hate it or like it or what.
I think they hate it.
I love when the shark comes through the screen at the end.
Yeah, he's moving like in slow motion.
Yeah.
He was
I'm
moving
telling
any
you, for
slower.
3D though, VHS like 2D, yeah, garbage. But it's such a guilty pleasure. Jaws 3D and Jaws 4 for that matter. That's a shit movie, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
If
Wow.
and I think Jaws 3 was finally released. I think Jason Lloyd was the one that said that it was going to be in true Blu-ray 3D, and I'd grab that in a second to be able to watch it without the blue and red and just watch it with clear glasses because I can't wait. I wish they would do Friday the 13th like that. We've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll grab that Blu-ray in a second.
Everybody would. I can't believe at this stage of the game nobody's put it out yet.
No.
They should just put that. Screen Factory should fucking. Oh, they can't. They don't own it. Somebody should though. Someone should fucking. Because Paramount's not gonna.
I'm thinking they're waiting for this new movie, and then maybe they'll do a proper Blu-ray release. But 3D Blu-ray is starting to fall by the wayside because new players and the new TVs are not really. The players are doing it, but the TVs are not 3D anymore. That sort of the fad kind of died out.
That's not a good sign for us then. Shit. So I tell you, I haven't seen a Jaws since I was a kid, except the first one, which I watched. But 2, 3, and the 4, I haven't watched them in fucking, I don't know, years and years since they first came. I take it back. I watched the 3D one last year, just that one, because we were going to talk about it on a show, and that didn't end up being discussed. But I watched that. That's why I remember the real slow motion Jaws, and then the glass shatters. Isn't that what happened? Didn't the glass shatter? Yeah, It was like the Friday the 13th fucking Take a Drink logo in part 1. It comes through the fucking glass, which I never understood. It's like they knew it was going to be on television, but how could they? Back then, 1980, independent film like that, because it was, it wasn't made for television. It was made to. It was a film. It was meant to come to the theater.
Oh, what are you talking about? The shark breaking the glass in the
Yes.
movie? Yeah, it's because it's an underwater. It's an underwater SeaWorld.
No, the shark I can live with. I understand. No, I'm talking about Friday the 13th. The fucking
yeah.
When it starts.
Yeah. Hey, we've argued that. Yeah, sorry, I was still in Jaws. Yeah, I know. I guess it was supposed to be a window pane. It was supposed to be like it going through a window pane. But yeah, it's just like you fucked up my TV.
Yeah, it's just weird. So so Mike, do you have any more besides the Jaws and the other ones that you thought of?
I have some that I hate that people really love. Did you want to talk about those?
No, we'll be here all night.
Good try, Mike. I tried to do it.
If you guys really want to do it, we'll do it. But
I can't. Off the top of my head, I'm
you
trying.
You named a bunch, Mike. I'm struggling to come up with one. So that's good.
Shoot. I thought I had another one too, and then we started talking more about the stuff, and then I lost it. But
The stuff.
It was Christian with his Canadian accent.
Oh,
It's very distracting.
I thought of one. Okay. Although it's not really hated. Some people. Rob Zombie's fucking H2. I really like that movie, and a lot of people seem to hate it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of hate for that.
There definitely is. So I guess that would be my one. I'm not guilty about it because
A lot of hate just for Rob Zombie, period.
Lord of Salem too, for that matter.
Yeah, I've heard arguments for all of them. Even House and Devil's Rejects, I've heard people say, "You watch that garbage?" I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's absurd. I don't hear.
Oh yeah, no, it's absurd.
H2, I could understand why you wouldn't like it. In Lord of Salem, they're not for everybody, but I do like them. Okay, here's one. Here's one for me because a lot of people and Mike, he'll he's a guy. I said he's fucking into the Nightmare series. I am cool with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
You are a fool.
I'm not.
Worms, I don't even think we have time to open now. That
Okay. I'll just leave it at that. I know. Well, listen. This it's a weird thing. First time I saw it, didn't hate it. Was disappointed, but whatever. Second time I saw it, it not so much. Didn't do much.
The fact that you watched it a second time.
I know, I'm amazed that there's more after.
$1 Blu-ray.
$1? You paid that much?
Yes, I did. I had to give another chance. Second view, Dave. You have to do that. You have to do it. Because especially a movie like that, it takes... That's the problem, is I bet everybody that bitched about that movie only watched it one time and saw that it was Jackie Earle Haley and not Robert Englund. No matter
I like
who was
Jackie
gonna
Earle
take that
Haley.
role, they were fucking going to be pissed off about it.
I
That's
like Jackie Earle Haley. Just the movie itself was boring as hell.
The movie was deadly dull.
Wow. Oh, I'll tell you what. I did them all in a row last year for Skeleton Crew retrospective. And watching the whole franchise in a row, and after suffering through 4, 5, and fucking 6, and then New Nightmare, I was looking forward to watching it. And that fucking, I ended up suffering through that. It was like the third or fourth time I saw that. And I ended up fucking not liking it, saying it was just as absurd as the others. And then I watched the remake after that string of movies, and it brought me back up. I said, I go, compared to those, this is definitely better. And I saw it for what it was, and I'm not saying it's great, but I would say it's probably a 5.5, 6 out of 10. It's not terrible.
Time to get my Jackie Earle on.
Hey, I don't know if this is breaking news, but it came out in the last hour on the Fangoria feed. But there's going to be a Saw Legacy, and the Spierig brothers are directing it.
I've heard about the Saw Legacy.
I don't want to know it. I don't want to see it.
It's on the Fangoria feed. The Spierig, aren't they notoriously? Aren't they the brothers that did those special effects movies? They did that zombie one and something else too.
Zombie 1. Oh, okay.
A zombie film. Sorry.
Forget. Sorry, no. It's okay. Wait, what are their names? Who are they? I'm sorry.
The Spierig brothers. I'll look them up. But it's going to film in Toronto again.
Spirit? Like the fucking Spirit Squad?
No.
Spierig.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, they did, what's it called? They did Predestination, a sci-fi film from last year, which was really good. So if they're in charge, I don't know.
Wait, because they did a sci-fi film? You're excited
I'm
about
kidding.
that?
I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I did like that film, though.
You're excited about them handling fucking Saw, of all things.
I just want to see another Saw.
I'm-
So I could say I saw another Saw.
I want nothing to do with another Saw. I don't want to see it. I don't want to saw it. I fucking...
The way Part 7 ended, there needs to be more Saws.
They did The Undead. That was their 2003 sort of zombie special effects movie. They did Daybreakers. They did Pedestrian, and there's a Winchester Mystery House, which is in pre-production. And now they seem to be attached to the Saw legacy.
Predestination. Not
I like
Pedestrian.
Daybreakers.
You're like, who?
Daybreakers.
Oh, Daybreakers is okay. Yeah, that vampire flick.
She's a love breaker, daybreaker.
So, but I don't want to see the Saw movie. I'm sorry. Maybe you guys do.
I say make 50 of them. I love them.
Oh,
I mean, we'd have to see a little more about what it's about and maybe get a trailer. It's hard to say right now. I mean, I could say, I don't want to see another one, and then I start hearing more, and I'm like, holy shit, it actually looks like it's going to be good.
I know nothing, and I still want to see it.
I mean, they set it up at the end of the last one, where they could continue it.
fuck that movie. Oh, man.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's actually a pretty good film. It's
It's a
entertaining.
fucking horrible. It's like a knockoff movie. If Jigsaw wasn't in it, it's like a full moon movie. It's fucking horrible. That's how bad I think it is. Terrible. I don't know.
Time for a second view.
I've seen it plenty of times. Believe me, it's
Time
fucking,
for a 10th view.
It gets worse with each view. It's fucking terrible. Just let John Kramer fucking rest in peace, please. Let it fucking be over with. That's what I'm saying. They stretch it out far too long.
Dave, I want you to watch a movie.
You want to play a game?
I want to play a game.
So yeah, I guess we answered a question, right? We did a pretty good job.
Hey, yeah, Brett. Woo! Was that for Brett?
Oh, that was Kemp Collins.
Hey, Kemp Collins. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm so cool. I have 2 last names.
Another guy. Everyone's being insulted. If you call here,
Don't get the right in anymore.
right? Even poor people that are leaving fucking reviews for us on iTunes.
They love it.
We're begging for them, and I know, maybe they are. Maybe they're masochistic.
It's like going to see Don Rickles and sitting in the front row.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right.
Except we're not nearly as funny.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Maybe all of us combined are as funny as one Don Rickles, though. Maybe. I don't know.
He's pretty funny.
He is funny. Maybe all of us combined are a Clay.
Oh, a Clay. I'll take that. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh, I was just doing bad impersonation.
I didn't hear it. It sounded like... It sounded like, oh.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
You're gonna continue with that impersonation right now. I want to hear more.
Yeah, do it, please. I'm begging you.
Well, now I gotta go do the on purpose.
What is a stuttering Clay?
That was when Dice realizes he's in trouble.
It's not it's oh.
Went over your time limit, Clay.
Oh, fuck. Moving on. Christian, you know what I'm going to ask you, right?
Is it about TGAF on the Horophilia Network?
No, but let's discuss it. It is on the Horophilia Network. And how about this? The first episode, I've been pimping this show since I started listening to it last year.
Thank you for catching that.
Oh, yeah, of course I caught it. I was one of the first guys that listened because I always do. So I'm bragging to people about this show. He finally makes it to Horophilia. They put him on the first episode, fucking cuts off.
Yeah, 7 minutes short. Jason was really upset. I felt bad. I'm like, hey, Dave pointed out something. I think the episode's running short. It's Friday night. I didn't expect him to do shit. He fixes it right away.
Really?
Yeah. Jason, you're awesome, man.
As somebody who's listened to TGIF 13 before, 7 minutes is long enough.
Yeah. You son of a... Remember, I can edit you right out of this show.
I'm not even... Yeah, Brandon couldn't be with us for episode 16.
You can fix what Brandon just said.
Yeah.
As someone who listens to TGIF and then fucking just put in, I came or something like that. I don't know. Something Brandon has said at one time.
I love it!
No, you know what? I was very happy. We were talking about it for the longest time. You said reach out to Jason. I did like a couple months ago. And he's like, yeah, just whenever, man. And he's totally laid back about it. And I just figured this would be the best time. So we released our Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Anybody? Episode?
Dream Warriors!
There you go. See, Mike? Another. So even though we're TGIF and a Friday Fanboy podcast, we're branching out to other fairly popular slasher movies. But yeah, we're on the Horophilia Network now, so it's kind of cool. It's great. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the back catalog. I might have to ask Jason if we can move it over as well. Yeah. My back catalog, all 24 of their episodes, I was thinking maybe they should be on there too.
Yeah, do it. 3 shows on the network. He's he's the new golden boy. I'm going to have to get a 4th show just to fucking overdo it.
One up me.
I think I know what Dave was going to ask about originally. Were you going to ask him what found footage he's been watching recently?
We're going to do it, yeah. There you go.
Oh, damn, I watched another one and I can't remember what it is now.
It must have been great.
No, you know what? I apologize. No, I'm thinking back to the episode we did before Sleepaway Camp when I watched Nightlight. I have not, because very much like Mike, we just moved and it's been very chaotic the last couple of weeks. So just staying on top of moving and getting boxes organized and whatnot. I've only watched the movies that we're doing on the podcast. So I haven't watched any found footage recently.
That's what happens when you got 3 podcasts. See?
And you live in Canada. Most of them aren't out yet.
Well, there you go. But I've got the Hangman and the Tunnel, I think, as the next 2, because I said I was going to watch Hangman, and then Stephen Carpenter brought up the Tunnel again in one of the messages. I said, yeah, I'll have to do that one as well. So next show, those 2 I'll have done.
Cool. Yeah, right on. Sounds good. Okay, well, stay tuned. And Brandon, did you get your last movie? Did you watch your last movie in the obscure list?
Nope.
No.
I decided I'm not going to do it.
What? Oh, because you don't want to be challenged to another one?
No, because I don't complete anything in my life, and why should I start now?
You're an uncompletist?
Yeah.
Or an incompletist, I should say.
In non-completist.
Okay.
Nah, if you know what, I'm not buying this movie. I can't find a illegal download anywhere, so
can't find it legally, illegally. Well, you can find it legally.
Legally, I can. I'm not spending $15 on it.
15?
Sorry.
1-5?
1-5.
You know what this
Okay.
means? You failed the challenge.
I failed the challenge, and nobody challenged me, and I still failed it.
Oh, so that's it then. So we can't challenge you anymore because we know what the result's going to be.
Incomplete. It's like his report card.
Eventually, I'll complete it, but I don't know at what point. Could be by episode 40 or so.
All right. Well, we're hanging on with bated breath on that one.
Yep.
And when it does happen, we'll have a party or something.
We will. We'll celebrate.
Yeah, we will. We'll celebrate that night. Okay. So not much movement from those two on their assignments. So, well, Brandon,
Forgive us, please.
you guys have done really, really good.
Killed my assignment. My assignment's over.
No, you did great. Yeah, I mean, shit, you guys both fucking went above and beyond.
I did a little better, though.
Well, yeah, a little better. But yeah, 99 movies, that's a lot, But that's it, you're not going to finish. So at least Christian's going to eventually finish that list. Who's going to finish the list first? There you go. That's the Dave Z challenge. That's a challenge on this show. It's the
Challenge accepted.
Exploding Heads fucking challenge. I challenge both of you. Who's going to finish first?
Both of yous.
All right, I know. Shit.
We're like gangsters. I got to challenge both of yous.
What are we, sheep?
The downfall is the list keeps growing. Suddenly, like, the tunnel pops up on it. Suddenly, like, Hangman pops up. And I don't think those were on the initial. The tunnel
Yeah, they
was.
were.
The tunnel was, I agree. The tunnel was, and then you kind of gave
I
it a
mentioned
soft.
Hangman.
Yeah, you mentioned it. And you did mention Hangman, I guess. So, that's two more. Crow's Nest, I don't know if it officially made the list.
I remember it was one I put at the end along with, yeah.
Look at
it's
this.
officially,
He's trying to cheat the list.
It's officially unofficially. That's what that
He's
was.
trying to cheat already.
No, it's okay. No, I'll give him that because what I said was they're really not. I think I may have said they're really not on the list, but I'm going to mention them because I like the last act. I really like the last act.
So do I only have 3 left? Because I really did, because there's a ton that I had seen, and then
keep
I
going.
watched a lot, and then when I'm looking, I got to look at that list again, because the ones I'm looking at are Hangman, Crow's Nest, and The Tunnel.
Okay, well then maybe that's it. Holy shit.
I'll double check.
Yeah, double check. Definitely. Keep us informed. Stay tuned. Okay.
Mike, are you still awake?
Oh yeah, I'm riveted.
You're rigged for Brandon's pleasure.
Hell yes.
Oh shit. I wanted to give a shout out to
Yes, Stephen Carpenter.
Woo! Stephen Carpenter. Oh yeah. Well, there you go. You just did one.
Yeah, we have to give a shout out to him. He's always tagging us in his posts. He's got great posts. I forgot to mention one he had posted a while back, but I don't know if you guys read about this, the real life, like, Firefly family. Like this family that could have kind of been an inspiration for the Fireflies.
What?
Yes. I mean, obviously, it's not based on a true story, but there was a family in, like, the 1860s or something that, like, killed together.
Yeah, he said a couple of cool articles.
Yeah, and
stuff.
I read the article, and I can't even remember the name of the family because I can't retain anything, but it was actually really good, so either
The
search
Sawyer
through his...
family?
Sawyer?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
No, it's
Tom
a joke.
Sawyer?
It's a fucking joke. Nobody knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, Leatherface.
Yeah, the Sawyer
Jeez.
family.
Oh. Stop.
The Hewitts? No. I don't know. So I didn't see that post. I saw everything else he's tagged us in, but I didn't see that thing about the Firefly frauds, or not frauds, but wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a cool read. I can't remember anything about it, but it was a cool read.
That's okay. So yeah, I wanted to give. There's our shout out. We had to give Stephen Carpenter a shout out. I just wanted to plug this app, actually.
Plug this ass? What? Can you stop plugging asses while we're recording?
Only if it's bleached.
Help me out here.
Oh shit! I just wanted to give a quick plug.
I got nothing.
He's always plugging someone.
Quickly too.
Yeah, quickly. Yeah, of course. That's the only way to
ahead.
do it. Yeah, shit. Okay. Horror Amino. Get on that thing. It's a cool app. Get on that. That's all
I
I'm
heard
gonna
it's for
say.
teeny boppers.
No, dude, it's not for teeny boppers. It's for everybody. There's all kinds of shit there.
I heard it's where Jared from Subway goes to look for dates.
I don't know. It's a pretty cool app. It's all horror. Like, like me, I don't spend much time on Facebook. Very fucking little now. And then when I do spend, it's all horror related. But this, I don't have to worry. It's nothing but horror, and it's articles and reviews and fucking. It's just like having a scrolling fucking feed all about horror related shit. And yeah, man, good stuff. Horror Amino. We're on there, exploding heads.
All right, that's cool. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about the app, but I don't have a smartphone, so I don't use any apps.
You've heard teeny bopper shit, huh?
I've heard that there's a lot of like childish drama and stuff on there.
I don't know. I don't take part in any conversation.
Well, I'm sure as in terms of just getting your news from it, I'm sure it's probably awesome because it's up to date.
It's all kinds of cool shit. Trust me. Yeah, check it out, man. It's cool. Has anybody else gone on there or no?
Yeah, I checked it out.
What'd you think?
It was cool. I mean, I checked it out way back when.
Way back when?
No,
Years
because
ago.
no. I think
They were doing the beta run.
Do you want to answer the question for me, Brandon?
Go ahead, I'm done. I'll shut up.
I'm kidding. I cut Mike off, so I mean, what can we do? I just wanted to make you look like the asshole for a change.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely being the asshole tonight.
I don't know about that.
No, I think we're equal. But when we first started, we got a shout out on that app like right out of the gate, and I think
you're right. You're right. We
I
were
downloaded
on
it.
there.
Yeah, and I downloaded it back then, and I play around with it, but I don't go to it as often as you'd expect. Typically, with everything happening on Facebook, I can only do so much social media stuff. I find it otherwise you're just monopolizing all your time with it.
You're right. I hear you. But I spend little time on Facebook now.
You gotta get back on it. It's fun.
And I got to apologize to Mike because I did cut him off. I think he was about to answer about the app as well, and I just bowled right over him.
Damn it! See,
Damn rude Canadians.
That's how they treat their guests in Canada.
I'm actually going to correct myself. I do have that app. I just haven't used it very much. I kind of got on there and just looked, and I saw that at first it seemed kind of like a Twitter, but just for horror. So, it's like a feed of just a bunch of articles, reviews. Basically, I guess for a lot of people, if they have like a website or podcast, it's somewhere to, like another place to put it where you would think there'd be interested people. I haven't messed around with it a lot though, but yeah, I do know what it is, and I actually do have it.
It's cool. Check it out. I mean, only stuff I post is stuff for the show. It's just anytime we drop a new show, I put it out there and I pimp the show. That's why I started using it. But I do read a lot of the stuff on there that other people put up.
Oh,
it's better than Facebook. There's been a recent development in Blu-rays, distributors. Scream Factory and Arrow are like, especially now that Arrow is making titles for the States, Region 1. There's been all this stuff going on. They're both putting out all kinds of things, and people are debating. All of a sudden, all these movies, which happen to be released by Arrow, not all of them, but a lot of them, they happen to be released by Arrow. They were movies that, they're not that well known, and they're not really anything too special, but it seemed like everybody was going crazy about all these movies, and there was just all kinds of talk about, and it was weird to hear people, talk about these movies. But it was like Mutilator and fucking A Microwave Massacre, and just these random, and these are movies I'm well aware of. And I love the 80s slashers. I rented those. I own those movies before they came to Blue. But it was weird to hear people talk about them. And like, I don't know, they're getting a bunch of praise. And like, you just all of a sudden started hearing about them because they were out on Blue. But I just found it weird. That's just one thing I can say. There's a whole other thing that, people are bickering about what these companies are releasing. But it's weird that I've wanted to talk about that and haven't. And then all of a sudden, there's been recent developments that led to us having to talk about it because, well, not having to, but
we must.
It made for a good conversation. Well, yeah, Brandon, you saw all kinds of shit online.
Well, no, it
Scream
does make
Factory.
It does make for a good conversation because Arrow now for a long time has been releasing more obscure, maybe B-level films. I mean, some of them are really great, but lesser known, more obscure horror that collectors are loving. They're giving fantastic treatment, and all their treatments
Yeah.
for their movies are phenomenal. To films that, honestly, a lot of them I never even heard of until they get announced, and then I listen to what other people say about them, and if they say it's great, get it, I pick it up. While Scream Factory, while they might have started out with a couple of, I don't even think they necessarily started out obscure. If you look back at, when they started like 4 years ago, they started with, the Halloweens, Halloween 2 and 3,
Yep.
followed by like the Funhouse, Terror Train, but they did get a few obscure ones in there. But people are starting to hate the fact that they're not only are they offering these deluxe editions now with these double slipcovers, double posters, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you have the option to buy non-deluxe editions. So it's your prerogative. So
What I
there
do.
should be no argument there. But there's a lot of issue with them releasing titles that already have Blu-ray releases. And some of the most recent announcements I've been actually very excited about from Scream Factory, while others are just hating it. Like Carrie, The Thing,
Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. I mean, they just announced The Exorcist 3.
Those
Yeah.
are all great.
Child's
Yeah.
Play. Child's Play just got
Child's
announced.
Play. Yeah.
Now, again, I own the box set for Exorcist. I own the box set for Child's Play. I probably won't upgrade those. But I think it's nice that this company is giving these films these ultimate treatments.
Absolutely.
Nobody says you have to buy the Blu-ray of a certain film the minute it comes out. And if you really are getting mad that this is happening, just buy the newer edition and trade in the older one. There's
Yeah.
plenty of people who are willing to trade out there. I think this whole Arrow versus Scream Factory just has to do with really more of the fan base. People are they seem like they're either loyal to one or the other. Whereas I say, forget Arrow versus Scream Factory, make it Arrow and Scream Factory, because both are doing great things.
Yeah.
I do love the way Arrow operates their sales and their reward point system better than Scream Factory, but I'm super excited for some of these releases, for The Thing, for Return of the Living Dead, for Carrie, which I already pre-ordered the deluxe edition because I happen to like the second artwork better. Again, these are films that I don't own on Blu-ray. So, I am a collector, but not as diehard as others who buy everything like the minute it comes out. And it's not their fault, and I get it. They want to see more of those double features. They want to see more of those obscure double features, which, honestly, Scream Factory has said on some of their replies to people who have been buying the films that they haven't been selling well. So I say, release these popular films, make a ton of money off of them, because people are going to buy them. I don't care what people say.
Of course they are.
People are going to buy them.
You bought
'Cause
one. Everyone bought Return of the Living Dead. Holy shit.
Yeah, I haven't bought it yet, but I am going to buy it. But these mainstream films appeal not only to horror fans, but just to film fans in general. So people are going to buy those, and then maybe they'll have more money to start doing some more obscure double features again.
See, I'll tell you what. I'm all over the place on this debate. I tend to side with Scream Factory because they're doing it all.
They are doing it all. I mean,
know?
they have Hellhole coming out. They have The Boy Who Cried Werewolf. Bad Moon
Right.
is finally getting a release. Road Games got a release, I believe.
And dude, Arrow,
Road
everything they put out
Games.
is, it's more cult than horror. Honestly.
It is.
Scream
No,
Factory
it's a good mix. It's a good mix. Their new Hills Have Eyes thing that they're putting out, the Hills Have Eyes collection, they're limiting it to like 2,000, is pretty awesome. I got to pre-order that soon.
Yeah. What about double packs that Scream Factory has? Arrow doesn't have that.
No, they don't.
I'm not dissing Arrow.
No, you're
their
not.
Most of the transfers are better than Scream Factories.
Honestly, though, I maybe I don't have as good an eye as others, but I love the transfers on both. A lot of people complain about certain transfers. I know the Dog Soldiers transfer was one that was questionable with Scream Factory, but again, it's like I'd rather have the movie with a so-so transfer than not have the movie at all.
Absolutely. Now,
It's not from a lack of effort from these companies. Let's just say that.
right. No, they both go all out. I mean, Scream Factory goes all out for the fucking collector's editions, the
Yes.
big ones. Arrow, they're kind of like the Criterion of
Yes.
horror, so they go all out on everything.
Yeah, their packages are.
The packages, the fucking the booklets, all that shit.
Yeah.
So they're both very good. But I say I love them both. If I had to choose, I would choose Scream Factory, because Arrow, they just become. Even if I had an all region, which I don't have, but I'm going to get it. That's the plan. But
Yeah, I keep saying that too.
yeah, well, eventually. But
I
mean,
have to. I own
Fuck
Region
yeah.
B films that I can't even watch but I know I'm going to get one at some point when I stop procrastinating and just go buy one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and why complain? Like Scream Factory, there's some things that I don't like. Halloween 2 and 3, when they first came out, they were great except for the fact there's no fucking chapter surges. If the Blu-ray stops and you go back to watch it in the middle or anything, and you go back, it starts completely over
Yeah.
from the very, very beginning. When everyone was going crazy about the
Pretty
first...
Bush League.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That was them first starting out, though, with this
Yes.
label. So they learned, and they did put out the box set, which is just... That's the last box set of Halloween anyone's going to buy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how many more Halloween movies you'll make. You'll just buy them on single edition Blu-rays and put them next to the box set.
Right.
You'd be crazy to buy another box set.
Dude, and as far as collecting is concerned, I collect posters, and I frame them, and I do a whole thing. That's the only thing I'm kind of getting back into it now.
Cool.
I used to be more into it. The Scream Factory posters, I got my first Scream Factory poster this week, because I have Return of the Living Dead. You can only get them with a poster. I wanted to make sure it didn't sell out, so I pre-ordered. Then I didn't get the extra case and the extra folder. But I got what I got, and it comes with one poster. So whatever. I open up the fucking poster, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was this small. And I'm not.
They're small.
I wouldn't say they're small. They're just not regular poster size.
No.
I wasn't saying I was misled, but I think when I read it, it said 18 by 24, but I'm used to seeing 24 by 36. I just saw the 24 in there, you know what I mean, and thought it was regular poster size.
Mm-hmm.
So for someone like me that just collects the regular standard posters, there's nothing I can do with that poster. I'm not shitting on it. I personally don't have a use for it.
Well, I'll tell you what. You got something to trade, or you got something to give away to someone.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Look, I got my Scream Factory posters that I do have are just literally sitting in a big envelope, just sitting there, because I haven't framed them. I don't know if I'm going to frame them.
Sell them now.
I would even just give them away. It doesn't matter to me at this point, but I'm excited with what both companies is doing. They are releasing some obscure stuff too. Scream Factory, like I said. I mean, Hellhole is one that people were thrilled for. Now I think they're just it's kind of getting overlooked now, because people are getting pissed with all the mainstream releases being re-released now.
Yeah, but we need that shit. Here's what makes no sense. Would you rather see a big, like this Carrie thing with new extra features, different specs, different new transfer, shit like that, cool stuff, or some fucking average at best movie, fucking just because it's on Blu-ray you're gonna buy it?
I would honestly like. I would like
sense.
to see both. But
well, that's fine with me.
What I'm saying is, if you're not happy with the fact that Carrie's getting re-released, you don't have to buy it. And if you're pissed because you want to buy it and you already own it in another edition, trade it in. And maybe the sales of this new Carrie edition will be so through the roof that they'll be able to put out more obscure stuff that doesn't necessarily sell as much, but they know what their fans want.
I don't see why these people are beefing at Scream Factory, though, because just because you are buying Blu-rays for titles that a lot of people don't even want to own, and you think it's almost like a hipster type attitude if you're getting mad about it. You're being like a horror fucking Blu-ray collector hipster. That's what you're being.
Yeah.
If you're mad at them because, like, what would you, why the fuck aren't really good movies coming? Wouldn't you rather see Arrow put out fucking Pin or something that we want, or Candyman?
Arrow, one of Arrow's companies has a version of Pin, not on Blu-ray, but
yeah, but I'm saying on Blue. Why isn't Pin
Blue.
on Blue? Why isn't fucking Candyman on Blue? And it goes on and on. There's movies that should be. Wouldn't you rather see that? Why is it cool to see some movie that you may probably never even heard of? I bet not.
I think people would be thrilled if Scream Factory announced Candyman. I don't know.
It'd be great.
I don't know what the deal is with all the rights and who owns what. I listen to JP talk about that, and he's an expert on that. He can go on for hours about that. But
dude,
that's a main release that needs a Blue, especially since they've released part 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Look at the Phantasm thing. But that's another story.
Yeah, eventually I bet it'll come. I mean, it's Scream Factory has to be aware of every time they're like we're making announcements that every time it's like oh it's that Phantasm box set.
They're remastering that shit now. Fucking what's his name's involved in it? J.J. Abrams.
Oh really?
You know it's coming. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So even so big things are coming from both companies.
Right. Here's what I don't get in all of it. Why be mad? I'm glad there's Arrow. They have great things. I'm glad there's Scream Factory. Why complain about this? It's the best of both worlds. But it just makes zero sense for Arrow fans. For some of them, just I'm not saying all of them. I like Arrow too, but the people that are getting angry at Scream Factory, it just seems like why get angry about it and why praise Arrow because fucking Lunch Meat or some fucking random average at best fucking 80s slasher comes out. You're going to be happy about that.
Who's in Lunch Meat?
Dude, I don't know, but if it came to fucking Arrow, all of a sudden everybody would know what it was. Just like the fucking Mutilator, and just like... there was another one that was even another title that was even...
Bloodbath got a release.
Fall Break, you know?
Oh, Fall Break was the Mutilator.
What?
That was the alternate title for the Mutilator, I think.
Well, that is
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Microwave Massacre, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Microwave Massacre,
Dude,
that was one that
sucks.
surprised me. Yeah, I saw, I liked it, but it's not, I wouldn't pick, it's not a $35 pre-order from Arrow.
No, it's crazy.
It's a $10 clearance Blu-ray, maybe.
Fuck, yeah, I just don't get it. Why movies like that, and I'm not dissing them, I just don't think that they deserve a booklet and a fucking behind the scenes, right?
You gotta admit, it's funny the size of that microwave, though. That thing is huge.
That was one of the first movies I ever rented, Microwave Massacre.
It was on my list that I challenged myself to.
Yeah.
I finally saw.
Now, Mike, what do you think? Do you collect or no?
No. I used to, when I was younger and had more spare money to spend on movies. But, I mean, even though I don't personally collect as much anymore, I still would err on the side of the more choices, the better. The more selection out there is ultimately the better option than going back to the days when everything was extremely hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember the earlier days of the internet back in my day when even Amazon, there was a ton of stuff you couldn't get. You had to go to international websites to get stuff. A lot of stuff you had to see if you could find a region-free copy. All sorts of ways you had to get around movies that weren't released on Region 1. So I would say, whatever cons there are to having all these re-releases over and over, which I understand some of the points, I would still say the pros outweigh it, and it's better to have more options. I mean, you can look at movies like Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2. There's probably 100 releases of those, and I think I have a special edition of Evil Dead 2 and a Blu-ray, and that's it. And I just stopped after that. But every once in a while I'll look up on Amazon and look at prices just out of curiosity to see if I want to add something to my collection. And I like the fact that the option's out there, as opposed to if one of my discs went bad and then it's sorry, out of print, no luck. You're going to have to go buy it for 300% of the price off eBay. So, I mean, I guess that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I hear you. I used to collect big time. And I sold a lot of things back. And because I started doing a lot of blues, I sold a lot of my old DVDs and just burned them and kept the fucking burned. You know what I'm saying?
You got me updating to blues so much now. I became a blue tuber, man. I just actually today I gave Brett. Hey, Brett, shout out again. Nice. I gave Brett a copy of Bloody Birthday on DVD because I just upgraded the Blu-ray. I'm like, why am I upgrading to a Blu-ray copy of Bloody Birthday?
I was thinking that. I wasn't going to say it. See,
no, you could say, but you know what the thing is? Severin had a really nice 50% off sale, so I got it for $9, brand new. I bought a couple things, and I saw it on there. I'm like, you know what? I'll update to blue, and I'll give it to Brett because I've been giving her all my horror movies that I'm either upgrading or just never gonna watch again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, nice. That's good. I mean, yeah.
But I think what also is kind of I don't even think it's necessarily an Arrow versus Scream Factory thing, but one of the things that's probably pissing people off is that this guy over at Code Red seems to be getting his hands on all these obscure films, a lot of which I've never heard of, some of which sound really cool, some of which I would love to buy. I only own about a handful of films from Code Red, but this guy's a major jerk-off.
So I've been hearing.
Like, I've been hearing it for years, and I'd never experienced it. I've ordered from him a couple times. Like I said, I probably own less than 10 films from him. And every time I've ordered, they've come, and no issue. They're super overpriced. He says everything's limited to 1,200, 1,100 copies, yet you can find them on there for 10 years since he's been operating.
Yeah.
But then you're reading posts online. I read a post where he responded to a deaf individual who
I saw. Yeah.
who asked if he could put closed captionings in their future releases. Now, look, if you're going to say no, fine. You could say no. He could have just responded and said no.
No, there's no plans. I'm sorry.
No, not going to do it. No, cost too much. Or just no, not going to do it. But no, this guy has to be like, why, you can't read lips? And just has to make these stupid generalizations about deaf people and just really digs a hole for himself. If you've read his post, this guy he's illiterate. He sounds like a fucking moron.
He's a class A asshole. I saw that post, and it was brutal.
Yeah, he makes stupid
even
and
funny.
weird posts about.
No.
He made one post where he's like, "Oh, I'm at Kmart today, and some Mexican lady farted behind me. Could have killed small animals." Like, what are you doing? You operate a business. You're always complaining about how business isn't
funny,
that good.
actually.
That is kind of funny, but
I wouldn't support him though, knowing that.
Well,
he can have any title he fucking wants, dude. If I know someone is an asshole for a fact, and they're the head of that company, there's no way I'm gonna fucking support.
And that's the thing right now that's going on. A lot of people are saying, "Don't support him. Don't do this. Don't do that," and yet people are still supporting him. And that's fine. I'm not going to tell you whether to support him or not. I can't guarantee I'm never going to buy a film from them again. I don't usually buy films from him to begin with because his quality of transfers are pretty shitty to begin with.
Yeah,
But
fuck that. Why, you're that desperate to see it on fucking Blue?
honestly, I'd rather watch it illegally on YouTube.
Honestly, right? Why? Because
Yeah.
he charges money, like big money, and
And he just insults and complains about his customers nonstop.
Right.
The guy's an asshole. He really is. Like, there's no other way to put it. If there's anyone out there who knows this guy, you can just report back to him and tell him he's officially an asshole because I said so. Because I'm an asshole sometimes, and like,
Hey.
I'm like, when one asshole's like, wow, that guy's a big asshole, then you know it's bad.
He is a big asshole.
And you should be really insulted, Dave, because all his posts now, all he does is walk around dressed as a giant banana.
Does he really?
Yeah, this is one banana you do not want to peel.
What an asshole. That's for damn sure. Man.
Yeah, so I could honestly say at this point that I have no plans to support this guy. I know Diabolic carries a lot of his movies, and I always tell people if they want the movies to go through Diabolic, because the guy who runs Diabolic, he handles his site very professionally. You can email him and talk to him without fear of him canceling your order and never shipping to you. No, seriously, this guy reminds me of like the soup Nazi of DVD distribution.
Dude, if I would have known that, there's no way I could do business with someone like that.
Oh yeah, Moods has got stories. I think Moods is the reason he doesn't ship to Canada. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a thing, Christian. Do you not have Scream Factory and Arrows shipped to Canada because of the price?
Oh, you know what? I didn't check. But having said that, Scream Factory is by far my choice.
Yeah.
When I look at the selection on there, again, Arrow's got a few. Arrow's got Demon, Society, Videodrome. I mean, again, I'm the Mutilator. It was great if you cut it on VHS. I can't imagine I would ever go grab a Blu-ray copy of it. I don't think I would. But when I look at the selection on Scream Factory, it blows me away.
I get people being upset, especially when you look at like the first half of the catalog. I mean, they were killing it with the Halloweens, the Pumpkinheads, and Motel Hell. Then they got the Sleepaway Camp. I mean, they have so much good stuff that just remember that, and they'll get back to putting out more obscure stuff once their sales pick up. You know, I don't necessarily love these originals that they're putting out, but I guess they're selling.
Is Blue Underground still in operation?
I believe so.
Okay. I think I have like the 25th anniversary zombie off that. It's either that or the Blu-ray. One of them I have is from Blue Underground. But since I haven't kept up with just collecting in general, I wasn't sure if they still produce DVDs.
They do. I mean, I think they're still producing. I still buy some Blue Underground. They're another good company. I just say I'm with you. The more, the merrier. I just say everybody, especially these companies, because these are two well-respected companies that I don't think they're. People sometimes are complaining, oh, they're trying to rip. I don't think they're trying to rip us off. Look, it's a business. They're trying to make money, but they're giving us good products.
They are giving us good products,
and they're not insulting us. So continue with the releases.
Yeah, at least they do good stuff. They both have bonuses. They both give shit to their fans.
Yeah, there's quality in all their releases.
And I'll tell you this: outside of Arrow and Scream Factory, I couldn't tell you any of my Blu-rays and what company makes them when I buy them. I have no clue. I never pay attention to that shit. If I notice a lot in something getting popular, I can't help but notice. Like Scream Factory, they started slow. They came up and okay, these are cool, But I remember back even with DVD, the only DVDs I remembered were like Anchor Bay.
Yeah, Anchor Bay. Yeah.
But that's it. Like now, I know there's a lot of collectors, but me, I could care less unless there's a reason to really care. But I mean, if you say, "Hey, you're Dawn of the Dead," fucking who released it? I have no clue. Fucking, not just horror, although 95% of my Blu-rays are horror, but anything, I don't know what they are. So who put out The Godfather? I don't fucking know. I don't know who these companies are.
Yeah, this seems to be the big thing with horror is knowing the companies. And there are some other really great companies doing great things and putting out great stuff, but
I just never cared. Isn't that weird? It just never occurred to me to care.
It only matters to me just because I know that certain people are put in much better work than others, but honestly, with the exception of Code Red and just all the shenanigans this idiot's pulling, just the way he is, and the quality of his transfers from what I've heard since the beginning, and I believe he's been operating for 10 years already, and Twilight Times, which I own one Twilight Times, but the thing with them is they limit everything to 3,000, and nothing's numbered, so you're not even sure if it's limited to 3,000. It says it's limited to 3,000, and they charge you $30 a film. So nobody really wants to support that because that's just shady as hell. Make it available so people can buy more films from your catalog. Nobody's spending $30 for a single movie. I mean, people are. I mean, it gets too expensive. I'd rather go cheaper.
Absolutely. Well, the bottom line is, fucking, there's room for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we have them, really. And I hope I didn't offend anybody. I wasn't trying to call Arrow fans, because I love Arrow too, but I wasn't trying to say that people are horror hipsters just because.
Look, I think we're on the same page, being kind of neutral with loving what both are doing, and it doesn't matter which one we like more. Just the fact that both are doing so much and putting out a lot of things is great.
Dude, yeah, horror is peaking. I'll say it again. It's peaking in every market possible.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
I want The Hills Have Eyes from Arrow. I want Dead End Drive-In from Arrow. I want Carrie and Return of the Living Dead and The Thing from Scream Factory. And I want more obscure stuff from both also. The Bloodstained Butterfly is I believe it's a giallo that's coming out, getting released in August. I've never even heard of it.
Me neither.
But it's a giallo, and it sounds awesome. I'll buy it. Arrow's putting it out.
Right now.
And Hellhole, an obscure movie, which was on my list that Scream Factory's putting out. Not a great movie by any means, but fun as hell. I'll buy that when it comes out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so both companies doing good things, and keep it up, and let's not hate on either one.
Yep.
Especially when Code Red's out there to be hated on.
Oh, yeah, that's one that deserves it. The rest of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Forget it. So, yeah. So that's that. We'll probably talk about this again in the future. We have a review. I never mentioned it at the beginning of the show, believe it or not. Because that's how professional I am. I never have, at the top of the show, I did not say that we are doing a review for this movie.
But you really shit the bed on this one.
I did, man. I did. I was all thrown off. I was worried about introducing Mike. So it's my first time having a guest. Our first time.
This is kind of cool. People are like, "What's the review gonna be? Is there a review?"
No. One man's opinion. Oh, yeah. The name of the movie tonight that we are doing is Green Room.
Okay, Green Room, 2016, directed by Jeremy Saulnier. After witnessing a murder, a punk rock band is forced into a vicious fight for survival against a group of maniacal skinheads.
All right.
Why do they always have to be maniacal? Why can't they just be like? Why can't there just be a friendly skinhead?
Yeah, these are the friendly skinheads. Yeah.
I was going to say, how many different brands of skinheads other than maniacal?
Yeah, I know. Hi, hey guys. I'm Sam.
The only skinhead I've ever liked was Ed Norton in American History X. I would hang out with him. He was cool.
Fucking Derek, huh?
Eric.
Yeah, Derek.
Yep. This kind of, I actually, since you mentioned that movie, there was times that it took me back to it. You know, so
Yeah, certain aspects of it definitely reminded me of it. It didn't go too much into detail. More detail for might not have heard it, but then again, I like the fact that this was a really quick-paced film.
yeah, they could have tacked on 15 fucking meaningless minutes.
Yeah, I felt like it would have been meaningless for the story. You know, you get the idea of what's going on.
Absolutely, I think it was paced just fine. Yeah.
And this director is another director that has done good things. Did Murder Party in 2007 and Blue Ruin from 2 years ago.
Yeah, Blue Ruin was awesome.
Blue Ruin was awesome. Murder Party was good.
Blue Ruin is what really had me hyped for this. I actually just recently saw Murder Party. I had known about it. I just hadn't seen it, but I did see Blue Ruin back because it was on Netflix for a while. And
yeah, that's where I saw it.
Yeah, some people that I follow online had it like in their top 10 of the previous year, and I was like, oh, see that. And when it hit Netflix, I thought it was really, really good. And when I found out he was making this new movie, Green Room, I was like, well, if it's half as good as Blue Ruin, I'm gonna really like it. And I really liked Green Room. I thought, like you said, there wasn't much filler. Once it got in, the plot moved along. I mean, there wasn't a huge amount of plot, but it's not really needed in this kind of movie. It's paced really well, much like the director keeping with his previous style. The scenes where you do get gore, it's pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah.
He has a way of making it not feel gratuitous, where it's just nonstop. Like it builds up to the scenes that call for it, and what you do get is crazy realistic looking, and like I said, brutal, but it feels warranted. It feels earned. It feels like it should be there in the spots that it is. Yeah, I would say I enjoyed this movie a lot, and another one for this director that I like, and I will be anxiously following what he is going to be attached to next, which I'm not even sure what. But
I think it's going to be Christian's butt.
Waka waka. Actually, I didn't see anything on upcoming releases or anything, but yeah, I'm right there with you. I love the way this movie looked. Funny enough, he was his own cinematographer on or director of photography, whatever, on Blue Ruin
or cinematographer.
Cinematographer, yeah, and then but he wasn't on this. He had someone else was doing that for him on this one, maybe because it was a bigger budgeted film or whatnot. But it looked amazing.
Yeah, well, this one had a theatrical release. I think it was limited, but
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
But,
this one came and again kind of went rather quickly as well. But great cast, well acted. It's a little bit more depressing since Anton died. Just recently too, because he just shows like how good of an actor he is, and I think there was going to be great things that were coming. I think he was definitely someone to look out for because
he's been great in pretty much everything he does. He's one of those actors. I mean, a lot of people, like, if you only watch horror, you'll know him from this or Odd Thomas or Burying the X, but a lot of his non-horror stuff too. Even when the films aren't even that great, his acting is always like above and beyond.
Yeah, Elephant Dog.
That's actually one of the films I didn't necessarily love him in, but
No,
you know,
you didn't love him in it, really?
yeah, but
I thought he was good in it, but I wasn't crazy about.
I didn't love the film either. Maybe it was more that I just didn't love the film. But you know, he's done so many good things. You know, had done so many good things that it's a damn shame.
Yes, it is a shame.
Especially like it's just like a tragic accident. Like
just a freak
does
accident.
something like that happen?
Yeah, here's a good guy who's like, it's not drugs, it's nothing, just freak accident with his car that you find out after the fact was a vehicle that was recalled.
Oh, I didn't even know that part.
Yep. Yep, something with
happened?
something. He basically got pinned between his mailbox and his car. Something with the brakes,
Holy fuck.
and there was something wrong with those brakes. They were defective, and that car had been recalled for that.
Yeah, he parked his car in like, wasn't it like a Jeep or something? And he parked it in the driveway, and he didn't put the e-brake on, and he for whatever reason he went to like, I don't know what he was getting behind the car or something, and then I guess it has like a defective parking brake, and so it started rolling, and it pinned him to like a wall, and I think he died of like asphyxiation or something.
Oh, God. Terrible.
I mean, you never hear something like that happening. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Wow, man, that's a shame. I'll tell you what, I have to see Blue Ruin.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to see Blue Ruin.
Yeah, I remember it popping up on a lot of people's like top 10 list 2 years ago and seeing it, but mostly reading that it was more thrillerish than horror made me have an interest in it. I had an interest in it, but I didn't want to rush out to get it. Then it came on Netflix. I put it on my queue, and it was only there for like 2 months. And for me, I move slow with my fucking queues. I got to tell you, I'm adding shit all the time. I fully intended on watching it, figuring it would be there for
just 800 down on the list.
I should have taken a chance while it came up, but I didn't. But Murder Party, I like, and I do got to see. And the same thing with this, as far as people might say it's a thriller. I think this.
It's got elements of horror, though. You could definitely.
Yes.
This one's definitely. I mean, Blue Ruin is almost not a horror film, but still, it appeals to horror fans. But this one definitely has horror elements to it.
Yeah, this is more under the umbrella from what I haven't seen Blue Ruin, but just from what little I know.
The fact that you haven't seen Blue Ruin, that ain't right.
Oh, it ain't?
Ain't right.
Well,
just ain't right.
Just ain't right.
One thing.
Right.
Blue Ruin.
I would say about this director though is it's kind of a reoccurring theme in his movies so far is putting people into situations that they're not necessarily ready to handle. Because in this one, obviously they're not really ready for what's about to happen. In Blue Ruin, it's kind of a revenge flick, but it's not some cold-blooded killer out for revenge. It's an every guy, and because of the situations people are thrown into, it kind of makes for a more nuanced approach. The characters involved, like I said, they're not typical of the type of character you would find being in that predicament. I like in Green Room how all these skinheads, there's varying degrees of people. There's some that you could tell they're like true believers in the cause. There's other ones that were probably just lonely, borderline losers possibly, that are just following it because it's some group I can be a part of, and they're not even like very sure about what they're doing. They're just kind of going along with it because, well, what the hell else am I going to do? No one else will take me in. Mm-hmm. So I like that there's a nuanced approach to it. It's not everyone's not a complete stereotype.
Exactly.
He tries to paint like a complete picture of the scene as much as you can in like a 90-minute movie.
And he did it really well, especially with two of the main skinhead characters. I mean, I thought Imogen Poots, who played what was the character's name? Amber. I thought she was,
I liked her.
As far as the movie went, the standout of the movie. I thought there was no like, not necessarily. I thought everybody was really strong. I didn't feel like it was a movie made for like one particular standout. But if I had to pick someone, I would say her character was.
Wow, I would say Patrick Stewart.
I was surprised. I thought it was going to be that way, but I didn't think he stood out. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he played his part evil enough, but he wasn't over the top.
Here's what it was for me in him. Halfway through the movie, I kept thinking, this guy sounds like Patrick Stewart. And it took me half of the movie to really say, you know what, that is fucking him. That's how much it didn't seem like Patrick Stewart to me. That's why I liked it. Because he's kind of a guy that's usually typecast. Not typecast, but I've never seen him in this kind of a role. He reminded me of fucking Heisenberg or something.
Yeah, you know what? He did look like Heisenberg.
Yeah.
He played his character was very subdued and calculating. Like he was like, well, at least for most of the movie, he was like a few steps ahead of everyone else, including his own people, which kind of made it very interesting as the plot unfolded. The way you could tell he was like, well, I mean, if anything, he kind of reminded me of, and I know we brought up the movie already, American History X. I think the leader on that, his name was Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron.
Leader. How he's like, yeah, I'm leading this cause, but if I need to save my own ass by turning on certain people, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because my safety is still number one over any like supposed movement.
Yeah, he was cold and calculating. I mean, you obviously find that out as the movie goes further and further along, just how cold and calculating it was. But he was definitely way ahead of everyone.
Yeah, very intelligent.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like the mad crazy genius style. It was more like the, okay, I'll figure out how to get us out of the situation. Don't worry, everyone.
Which is more scarier than just crazy
Yeah.
Nazis running around killing people, because these people really do exist. And as a Jew, this scares the shit out of me that there are those character types out there that are, you know.
It's fucked up.
It is. This is true horror for me watching it. I was just like, once the movie gets going, they flip the script on them. I'm like, yeah, kill
Yeah.
these fuckers.
I think Patrick Stewart was so convincing in the way it's subdued is like there's actually a part like just an interaction towards the beginning when you think maybe if they actually cooperate, maybe like he would have actually let something different happen, and then that flips like really quick, and then you're like, okay, like now we know what's really going on. But it was so the way he was so like precise in handling the initial problem, and like, okay, I'll figure this out, you do this, and it's no problem. And then he's like, all right guys, how about this? And then you're thinking, well, if they just agree to that, maybe. And then as soon as like there's some hesitation there, he's like, all right, it's not going to end well for you. And then we know immediately what happens after that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I wonder if it was intentional that they got a Russian Jew to play the lead character in it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. How about what she said? She goes, if you try to back out, I'm going to tell them you're Jewish or something.
Yeah, that was. I think I don't know if people were misinterpreting it. Like, is he really Jewish in the movie, or is she just making that up because of the fact that they're at a skinhead bar?
Right. I don't know. You think he's playing a Jew? I don't know.
I never thought of it. I didn't
took it
really
as a
think
joke.
it mattered. Yeah, I took it as a joke too.
It sounded like she was like just making a joke. And these movies are all about, like, obviously it's set up and payoff. I mean, you could say it about any movie, but this specific sort of style about the, in the wrong place at the wrong time, and what are we going to do to get out of the situation? You get that build up, and it's intense, and then the payoff is what's going to make or break the film. And I thought they did a really good job. I would say it was 100% successful, but the way I liked how they did it, because things happen so matter of factly. So you think there's going to be, I think, a big standoff and more hero moments, and we don't get those. There's not a lot of that at all. In fact,
like that about this.
and that's what I liked about it too.
Yeah.
It kind of played against what you're expecting.
Yeah, it's just a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people might almost be like, this movie's a mess, because even at the beginning, when they're first trapped in the green room, when they're first, just being told, just stay, we called the cops and all that, you're like, what's going on? Why are they doing this? Why are both sides doing this, doing that? And things are a little misconstrued all over the place. And even when they decide to break free, it's like they had no set plan. And the fact that they come back to the green room about 15 times in the movie, people must have been like, what the hell do they keep coming back here for? But, given the circumstances, it almost plays out like it's real. It almost has a real feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I really enjoyed this movie, even though I have some questions about it. Let me ask you
Like,
guys.
what was there movement? Like, is it when he says there's a movement? Is he just talking about like the white power movement and like and whatnot? They do mention a heroin thing, but we never really do. We get a clear picture? Did I miss something? Because I did have to watch this tonight right before the show, and there was no rewatching. So I want to make sure.
I'm a little confused about the movement as well, because this guy, as
What do you
intelligent
mean?
as he was basically just running a drug ring here.
No, that's what. Well, I think the drug ring is kind of like a funding mechanism
For the
for
white power movement.
Yes.
because I'm sure, like when he's like, "Oh, this is a movement, not a party," he's referring
Yes.
to like the white nationalistic whatever the hell. I mean,
Yeah.
so many different brands of, I guess, what skinhead. I don't know what their specific ideology was because it wasn't really super important to the movie. So I think it was more a play on kind of like, because I remember reading an interview from the director. He kind of grew. I think he grew up in like the East Coast, like punk rock scene, and there was always like that kind of like white power presence. It wasn't like the only people that went to punk shows, but it was always kind of there. And I think that's why he was representing it to where at the concert there was people that seemed like they weren't skinheads too, but it was almost like the punk rock shows were being used as like a recruitment tool, like bringing the people in with the music and show them a good time. But ultimately, I'm running this place as a recruitment tool overall. And so I think when he kind of said that at that point in the movie, he was kind of like reminding his foot soldiers, like, hey, yeah, you guys can do your partying, but don't forget what the ultimate goal is here, to build up our rank and file.
They weren't too happy with that cover they did, that Nazi punks fuck off.
That was great.
Yeah, I know nothing about punk music, but I actually like that. That was good.
That was great. There was a lot of good music in this movie.
Yeah, there was.
I had the soundtrack. It's awesome. I was listening to the whole thing while they walking the dog tonight. It is fantastic. It's a combination. It has actually like the soundtrack music as well as all the songs from the film as well.
Score and the soundtrack together.
Yeah.
That's
they mix them up, like 2 songs, 2 pieces of music from the soundtrack, 2 songs, 2 pieces of music, and it's really good.
Dude, good music, and it's something else about this movie. Good music and good dialogue, and I'll tell you, and I like I said, I haven't seen Blue Ruin, but Murder Party. One of the things that always stuck out about that movie with me was the dialogue. It was almost like, I'm not putting him on a level of anything like that, but it reminded me of Tarantino conversations. That's what I remember watching Murder Party and seeing, and I was sucked into their conversations. They were good conversations, and the guy wrote good dialogue, and he did it again here, just like when they're talking about the Desert Island Band and stuff like that. And
that was fun.
Yeah, it was cool,
and they kept coming back to that throughout.
Yeah, right till the
very end.
Yeah, right to the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that. And they were talking about they were name dropping different bands, and if you knew anything about those things, because what did he call them? Boots and braces. Just like listen to their terminology and shit. And I remember I used to see people like that because I used to listen to and go to like straight edge New York hardcore shows when I was in high school. I was into all kinds of music, but the straight edge kids, that was all. It was all a positive movement. There was good stuff, but because of the kind of music it is, they're some people, I would catch them at the shows. I would catch a Nazi punks now and again at some of those shows. So it's fucked up shit. Here's what I don't understand: Nazis, neo-Nazis. Didn't Hitler want a race of blonde-haired, blue-eyed guys or some shit like that? Or am I wrong?
The pure race.
Then these people wouldn't be the pure race. So why would they? You know what I'm saying? Praise him.
I don't know. Did they specifically praise Hitler in the movie? I can't remember.
Well, I see some Sieg Heils, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember seeing that.
There's swastikas. I saw a few swastikas. Don't tell me you guys didn't see them in the room. There was the Confederate flags. Not that that's it necessarily. You know what I'm saying, though. There was that stuff in the back room. You guys didn't see swastikas?
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm sure there were. I mean, like I said, I think the movie are probably purposely strays away from any type of like political manifesto specifically. It's more just generalized Nazi punks, whatever the hell like their specific brand is, because you probably talk to 10 different ones and they all have some different ignorance to say about like what exactly they subscribe to. But I mean
the swastika was wasn't originally used as a symbol of hate. You know,
I know that.
I mean,
that's
that
what
was
it's known for now. regardless.
obviously, yeah. You know, you can't really sport a swastika and be like, I don't mean it that way.
Right, exactly. right. Yeah, exactly. So when you see it in a group like that, you know what it means. You know what it's all about,
Yeah, exactly.
Fucked up shit is what it's all about. But I'll tell you, they definitely, when he says that about it being a movement, not a party, he's all business. He's fucking, it's kind of like, again, American History X, how you got some true blue guys that are fucking all about their cause, and then you got the other guys that are fucking around and that are just there. You know what I mean? And
Just at a party.
the same shit happens in this one when the guy gets mad because of the heroin they're buying.
Yeah.
They're messing around. They're doing something involving black guys in their business dealings. And the same thing happened in American History X. Remember when Derek went to jail and he said that guy doing drugs with the Puerto Ricans or whatever he was doing, I think.
Yeah.
And he got pissed off at him. He got preachy, saying, "What are you doing, messing around with them?" So it's the same type of thing. These guys are true blue, and this is this. But then,
It's different in person.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's just one element of the movie. The conversations were great. The performances were all good. It was nice to see what's her name in there, the girl from Final Girls, Sam.
Oh yeah, Aaliyah Shawkat. Yeah, she's great. She's from Arrested Development also.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's been in a lot of things. She's great. I like her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the violence in this was
Awesome.
like you said, Mike. It was brutal. Like you almost didn't expect it, but and then it just built up and was just absolutely like every single scene of violence was just like whoa.
Yeah. And it was kind of like the hyper realistic looking,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
right off the bat when they offer. Well, I don't. We should. You guys do a spoiler section afterwards, right?
If we need to, if there's stuff I was trying to figure out. So you think there is stuff to spoil here?
Well, not so much spoil. I wasn't sure if I should like start naming off detailed death and gruesome scenes. If people are like, "Hey, I don't want to know that like specifically what the violence is," but I don't know. I'll just say like that. The first thing when they get offered a potential deal and they start to agree to it, and then he's like, "Oh no, don't do it," and then he comes back into the room, and you get that shot of something in there. Holy shit! Like right then, I'm like, "Oh god!" Like that's the first gold gag.
Somebody, please lend me a hand.
Yeah.
Hey, I need help.
The whole time, like you figure he's gonna draw it back in, and it's gonna be like stabbed or cut. But I wasn't expecting to see like holy shit. Wow.
I like the way his friend says to him, wow, you kept it out there a lot longer than I would. You held on a lot longer than I would.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, there was some good stuff.
They get straight scotch taped up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they duct taped him.
Yeah.
Both things with the arms. There was two things happening at the same time involving the arms. That was.
Oh, yeah, with Big Justin.
Yeah, man. That the first time I saw that, I got confused. I saw that happen. I was like, wow, because I thought it looked really good. That was it. Almost everything in this movie is practical. I think there's two splashes of fucking CG on some slits. But if they did use it, they use it the right way. If you're going to use it at all, just a little bit to enhance. But it still looked good. The slashes we do see, because we see slashes, we see breaks, we see explosions. We see things, We even get a fucking Suspiria reenactment. If anyone knows what I'm talking about.
Suspiria?
A Suspiria kill? Totally. I think it was a tribute to it in a way. Yeah, the dog, man. The dog thing.
Isn't the dog a Beyond thing?
No, that's Suspiria.
Oh, yeah, when he's walking the dog.
Yeah, the blind man and his dog dog turns on him and fucking rips out his throat. That shit.
Am I crazy? Didn't the blind girl do that in Beyond also?
I don't remember. that happening.
I must be crazy.
I don't know. Oh, I know that I've seen Suspiria so many times. I know that well, but that reminded me of that with one of the things with the dogs.
Yeah, another good plug for pit bulls in this movie.
My wife was actually really pissed off about that. She's so anti, like they're banned here, and she's so anti that movement because she had pit bulls a couple of times. Said that the most loving dogs, the best dogs, most obedient. unfortunately, they get a bad rep, and I said you're not going to want to watch this movie. I can guarantee it based on that scene. But then it's kind of redeemed at the end.
I was
going
gonna
to
say it's very it is.
Yeah.
Like, I believe the end, even in our crowd, there was some like on that part, and then like that you say that, and then you're like, oh wait, okay, maybe I shouldn't be so sympathetic.
I feel bad for those dogs, man. They can't. That's the way they're trained, Well,
not only that, but it's the fact that they're trained to do that, and then they're pretty much getting like they're expendable afterwards because they can't have any evidence.
Well, yeah, that's shitty.
I mean, that's even worse.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like, all right, you've been here for your purpose, and now you're just a dumb dog to us, and we're gonna dispose of you. I was like, oh,
Dumb dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at first when they did that, and he's like, oh, this will keep him up like another hour or two. I thought it was like they were giving him some type of like stuff to keep the dog hyped, and then I realized I was like, oh no, he's giving him that. So
Yeah.
after the mission's over, I was like, oh, that sucks.
Oh, that's what. You know what? See. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it would be an honor if he would die with some meat in his mouth.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Which is how Christian always feels.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good. You're good. You.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Hey, I got a
man.
question. I have a few questions. Is the band's name Ape Rights?
Ain't right. That's why I said the fact that you haven't seen Blue Rune ain't right.
That's
Yeah.
why I didn't get
Yeah.
the joke.
Yeah.
Nobody got that. You got the
Oh, no,
reference,
we
Mike,
got
right?
it.
They got
you
it.
got-
I might have
okay.
just pretended like I got it.
No, Dave was. I was expecting more. I was like, that ain't right.
Yeah, right?
Or as
okay.
they were on the billboard, they were the aren't rights.
That's what the guy said when he was on stage. That's what he said. He goes,
Yeah, because they
or-
put them up all wrong, and Cowcatcher was the other guys who
Yeah.
who were sort of the partiers of the movement.
What the fuck? I couldn't understand what they said there either. I thought and both times they said it, I didn't know what they said the second time, but the first time when the guy interviewed them, something was going on, and I thought they said Ape Rights, APE, fucking Ape Rights. I thought was the name of the fucking band. I'm like,
He went to iTunes. It's like, I want to download some Ape Rights.
like that fucking chick from Sleepaway Camp, the ape. And one more thing: when they first get to the party, when they first get to play the gig, the guy says something to him about about your girl, and the guy grabs him by the throat and says, "Fucking whatever, shut up," or some shit like that.
About the cousin?
Yeah,
And then
about
something about
Dan-
the girlfriend.
Dan-
What the fuck was that? I missed out on some.
That's
later
the
on-
main. That's the huge plot of the movie.
And I didn't get it later on when they started talking about it again.
Someone throw Dave in the green room.
I saw it twice now, and
Yeah,
I didn't
Dave-
understand. Somebody
you're
was trying to run away with somebody's girlfriend. Is that what was going on?
Dave, you're gonna have to stay
Answer
in
this
stay in
question
this
for
room.
to spoil something if we're gonna answer this question.
Yeah, we've been kind of like talking real tentatively about this because it's kind of tough to talk about this film because there's a lot of things you want to talk about, but it's a very quick moving film that it feels like a lot of things are just spoilerish, especially that.
Oh, okay. Then let's go into spoilers then. Let's do it then. If there's stuff to spoil, we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend people see this before even listening to our review because first of all, it's a great film, but second of all, it really is hard to talk about because it really just jumps right into it with great gore scenes and just terrific acting throughout, and it's just, you could start talking the first 10 minutes of the film and already you're telling stuff that people don't want to necessarily hear if you want to go in blind and just really enjoy it without knowing anything.
Yeah, there's not a lot of filler.
Yeah, not at all.
Good call. Then let's abort the non-spoiler and get into it. We'll just say that we can probably all agree that technically it's a really sound film.
Yeah, let's wire hanger this.
Oh man, no wire hangers. I'll tell you what. I guess okay. We're gonna go into spoilers. In a way, I'll be spoiling my. Oh no, I won't. I won't be doing that. But yeah, we're gonna go into it. I'll tell you right now. I know I'm a.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm a mess.
I'll tell you.
He keeps saying he's gonna tell us right now, but then he doesn't tell us.
I know.
I'll tell you right now, but I won't.
I'm not gonna do it. No. I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
I'll tell you nothing right now.
We're in a loop. We're just in a loop. Dave Z in a loop.
This happens at least once every episode where Dave Z slips into a loop, either strokes out.
I think he's telling himself right now. I think it's like, remember how there's me and then Dave Z on this episode? I think he's, I'll tell you right now, and then the me's going, no, I'll tell you right now, and they're having an internal argument right now, and we're all privy to it.
Yeah, so Dave, the thing that you were confused about is, when they first meet with the guy Tad, who they stay with, who sets them up with the gig.
Wait a minute. Are we in spoilers?
We're in spoilers.
Big enough announcement? Okay.
Yeah, it was big enough.
All right. Well, just in case. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoil. Okay.
Okay, Dave. So I think the thing is.
Yeah.
All right, the cousin Daniel. He was gonna leave with the girl. What was her name? Emily.
They had the screw.
They got killed.
Emily, the one who got killed.
Why did she get killed?
She was killed because her boyfriend is a heroin addict, angry lunatic.
Who's her boyfriend?
The one from the band.
Around the neck.
Okay,
Right.
so the guy's
Worm.
Oh, okay, the guy's cousin. That's who Worm was. They kept talking about Worm.
Worm was the big guy who was the head of the Cow Catchers, or whatever the hell the name of that band was, who was taking all the heroin. And
I really like that song.
Yeah, who
I did her to it.
Yeah.
I got that. That's okay. I didn't know that was Worm.
That's why he attacked him when he first got there. Shut up, don't say anything.
So wait, Worm's girlfriend?
Worm's girlfriend was going to be leaving with Daniel.
It's Emily, correct?
Emily, yeah.
And that's why she got killed?
I don't know if... No, Worm didn't find out about that. I think...
So why did she get killed?
I guess they just had an argument because he's a fucking skinhead.
A heroin junkie
skinhead. She probably said something wrong and he stuck a knife in her head.
So he was the one that killed. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, Worm was the killer.
Okay, Worm was a fucking... Okay. So Worm killed her and they tried to cover it up.
I think it just got out of hand really fast because it was weird. The one character that not necessarily confused me, but that was like I was up in the air about the whole time was Gabe.
Oh yeah.
And he's actually the actor from Blue Ruin. He's the star of Blue Ruin, and he's terrific in that. And he's good in this too. And you get the sense that even though he's like holding the gun and telling them you're gonna stay here, like he doesn't know. Like I don't think he really had an idea of how bad this was about to escalate.
Yeah, he was in over his head.
Yeah, he was way in over his head. And they give you clues to that throughout the film. He looks disgusted at many points, even during a lot of the killings. He just, has a look on his face like he can't believe what's going on.
And you could tell he was like, up to that point, he was kind of like the bitch boy of the red laces because he still only had the white laces, which is rank, and he desperately wanted to be a higher rank. So then, like Patrick Stewart's character, he was like, "Oh, well, this is how you're going to earn your laces by staying behind and taking care of the mess and all this stuff." So he was kind of almost like an errand boy.
Yeah, he wasn't even thrilled when he got his red laces.
Yeah, exactly.
He knew he was in. He's like, he was basically like, I don't want these.
Well, isn't he the one that says, I want to go to jail?
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. Did he say, I want to go to jail or I don't want to go to jail?
I want to go to jail.
Okay,
he wanted to pay for, he just didn't want to be part of it anymore.
Good. That's what I got the first time I watched it. I was like, I don't want, I thought he said, I want to go to jail. And,
but you didn't get that. What about the second time? Did you not get it?
The second time, no, check it out. The second time I thought he said, I want to go to jail. That's what I was going to ask you guys, which one he said. Isn't that weird?
And then the third time you watch it, he's like, I'm going to prison! I'm going to prison!
Well, in my defense, the second time I watched it was just right before the show. And I hadn't eaten since I got out of work, so I was kind of in and out. And I was like, trying to make myself dinner as I was watching the computer screen. So I was a little further away. So that's why, and I didn't want to rewind it because time was of essence. We had to get ready for the show. So I didn't want to go back, So... There you have it. The first time I thought he said,
What did you have to eat when you're... I feel like the story's not complete yet until I know exactly what you're eating.
I'll
Pork
tell you what.
chops. Pork chops.
No, just listen to what I had because of the diet I'm on. I had chicken. All I did was I bought a rotisserie chicken, and I took the chicken. I take the chicken off, and I put it in corn tortillas and roll them up with no cheese, and that's it. Just fucking a corn tortilla and a few pieces of the chicken. That's my dinner.
So high protein, low carbs.
Except for that corn tortilla.
Salsa? No pico de gallo?
You can have salsa. Salsa you could put on anything. Salsa's the only condiment you could have. You could have mustard too.
I'm a picky eater. I don't use any condiments anyway, so.
Hey, that's how they get pregnant.
So yeah, that's what I ate. I didn't eat a mushroom or anything like that. That's not why I'm fucked up. So if that's what you were getting.
Oh no! I'm totally kidding. I didn't even care.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought it was gonna be like
I made
a
a
joke.
joke.
What did you eat? You're all confused. Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. No, I
Just
don't
being an
care.
asshole.
That's
No.
okay. I thought you were, and I was. Yeah, that's good. That's,
Let's talk about machete play. I mean, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, they love machetes in this fucking movie, and they.
Ah, great.
me too. About time we saw some machetes in action.
And
I
what
think they
about-
were
Sorry.
avoid. Oh, I was just gonna say I think they were trying to avoid using guns until they really had to.
Right.
Oh, and when they started using guns, holy shit, because they did.
Yeah.
This every time you thought, here we go. Like I was saying it earlier, we're gonna go out. We're not all gonna make it, and they just get destroyed right away. Like I think 2 people die
Yeah.
within like 10 seconds, and I love that about it. Like you're thinking there's gonna be this big hero moment, and they just 2 of them die.
Yeah,
And then-
especially because
Oh.
Reese is the one who's leading, and he's the one who was the jujitsu master, and you're like, all right, here comes Reese. He's gonna tear up shit. Nope, he's dead.
Oh yeah.
So matter of factly too, like people just get killed, like stab, boom, boom. So matter of fact, you're just like, wow, that happened so fast. At first, I'm like disappointed with that, but I'm like, no, that was cool because I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
I think if they went the total hero route, I might have been like initially like, yeah, and then it would have been like, oh, well, we've had this happen before, so to have them
Yeah.
all just kind of get killed was kind of great.
And I think that keeps in line with this director's style, because even in like Blue Ruin, the guy who's getting his revenge, you could tell he really doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's really watched like an action movie. And he's like, oh, okay, you're supposed to go get a gun. Okay, you're supposed to do this. But really, as he's doing it, he comes off like if I was trying to do, I wouldn't know what
Exactly. It feels very realistic. It plays out as if a normal person. Even with the guns, you notice like, especially when what's her name? When Sam has the shotgun and she shoots.
Yeah.
Not everything's a hit. Like in every movie you see, like everybody's shooting everyone. Everybody's hitting everyone between the eyes. Not in this film. They're missing. They're messing up. You know.
Yep, and you could tell they're going against people who somewhat know what they're doing, because as soon as the Nazis get the upper hand, she's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
It's realistic in that sense.
And when
Yeah.
that guy comes in to try to help out and then says, we're leaving, I'm a traitor or whatever like that, and I'm trying to help out, you're like, oh, here we go, another hero.
Nice.
And wow, when in mid-sentence, that's a great movie
Oh
trait.
yeah.
In mid-sentence, boom, head just shot right. Oh,
Head exploded.
head exploded. As did mine, because this is one of those movies where I think I went, oh, yeah,
Yes!
like more than a few times.
Totally.
And just because like there's things that just mouth draw, like you can't believe they're happening.
Dude, it just started the first thing being his hand just literally hanging off, then to being choked to death and disemboweling Big Justin,
Oh,
Yeah.
it was
followed
awesome.
by Tiger having his throat eaten out by the dog. Eaten out. That was not
Eating out.
He got eaten out by a dog. What kind of films are you fucking watching?
Oh,
But that scene was brutal, man.
yeah.
Yeah, they do a real good job of like dangling something for the viewer, like, oh look, they're about to get the upper hand, and nope, and then they pull it back like really quick, like, and it really puts the viewer kind of in that despair mode, like, how the fuck are any of them gonna get out of here? Because every time they think they have something figured out, it just goes even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This director loves playing with the conventions, the ones that we're so used to seeing, and he just shifts them. So like, you think it's going to go one way, and he kind of builds up the anticipation that it's going to go that way, just to pull the carpet from underneath you and just say, nope, sorry, I'm not going to let it go that easy. And and that's I think why I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really like this style.
Absolutely. He's I really gotta see Blue Ruin now. That's what I'm saying. I enjoyed this so much. I already enjoyed Murder Party. This one I enjoyed more, definitely. But I gotta see that Blue Ruin if it's anything like this. The way you guys are talking about it, it's
It's awesome in a different way though. It's not quite as
Right.
It doesn't go quite as brutal as this, but there are scenes that definitely approach it for sure.
Well, the brutality's big, man. There's some fucking, just like you were saying, you were like, oh man, that's how I was watching this. I fucking, not a lot of movies, get that reaction from me when I see the kills. That's what.
Yeah,
it's all about.
you don't usually see 2 pit bull kills in one movie.
Yeah.
Nope. And they had a little bit of everything, all different kind of kills. And it seemed realistic the way things played out.
How about the slowdown of the dialogue as they've been hurting? He's lost a lot of blood. She was shot. They've just sort of fought their way out, and they're just kind of still sort of bantering back and forth, kind of comical, whimsical. I guess is what you're alluding to earlier, Dave, like Quentin Tarantino-esque dialogue exchanges almost. Not to the
Right.
same extent, but you know what I think that's what you're saying. But I think they just slowed down because they've been through so much and have lost blood and everything. I thought that was a cool touch too.
And
Yeah.
I love their sort of blitz attack on those 2 guys that they send in after them, where he jumps right into the
the full fucking camo.
right into the bunker, and she's hiding
Yep.
under in the couch. Not even under the couch, in the couch.
Yeah.
She's part of the cushions.
That was cool. Some of that. That's the only stuff may have seemed a tad bit far-fetched.
Why?
It's a movie.
I've done it
The
before.
girl. The
I've
shit
laid
the
on
girl was doing.
Nah.
Dropping the bodies and shit and timing and just setting
was
that whole thing
awesome.
up. I know. It was awesome. I'm just saying, if I'm going to have anything at all to complain about in this movie, which isn't much, that's the one thing that could have been a little bit...
I love the fact that she's yelling out how many shots he's got.
Yeah,
left,
that's cool.
so that he knows. Like, even though he should have been like, "Shut up! I know."
I know, right? But it was all like that's the only thing I could say may have been a little too far out there. I dig it though. I dig it.
I didn't feel like it was that far out.
No?
They decided, after that whole story about playing paintball with the Marines, that they were just gonna
Oh, I get that.
play war.
Just how she was able to pull the wool over that dude's eyes when she was holding the dead body or whatever else she was doing. All that shit.
Yeah,
Being able to think on your feet that fast. All of a sudden they get there and he's in full camouflage mode, just like that.
because they were playing. They were playing.
I know what they were doing. It was just, it's a movie. That's what you're supposed to do. But
Yeah.
I'm saying everything about it, to me, seemed very realistic. From, just the portrayals of the characters and the gore and the way the story unfolded. It all seemed believable.
Yeah.
Those are the only few moments where it was a little... But it is a movie. I'm going to say movie-like. But it's a movie, so it's supposed to be. But you get what I'm saying? I just dig the realism of the movie. It's like what you were saying about how people get killed really quick, and you're not used to seeing it at those particular moments. That seems to me how things like that would play out in real life. Like all of a sudden there's a stabbing, or all of a sudden this happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't usually play out that way in film.
No, they don't. They usually, and it's it. It's so matter of fact, and I kind of respect it for that.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a very good movie. I was yeah.
Were you surprised that even after Gabe says he'd rather be arrested by the police that they kind of turn him loose when they're walking him outside, when they're going after Darcy?
Mm.
Were you a little confused by that? Like a little like, well...
No, I figured they weren't going to kill him because he assisted them. They probably didn't give a fuck about his fate. What do they care? They got their own agenda. That's the way I took it. I don't know. I didn't really just... Basically, I didn't give it a second thought.
I took it as the fact that Amber probably knew a little bit more about Gabe's character.
Oh.
Well, obviously, and probably knew that he really didn't want this to be what it had turned out to be. Because he's the one who's initially holding the gun there, saying, "No, just wait." But you don't get the sense at all ever that he wanted it to turn out the way it did.
Yeah, and you could tell like the way Patrick Stewart's character was treating him. He's like kind of a placeholder until the big
Yeah.
showed up. Like, okay, thanks for going above and beyond your normal role. Now get out of the way.
Exactly.
It's like, we take care of this.
The foot soldiers are here.
I have another question. I think I was having difficulty with hearing or something. I don't know why, but there was a scene when Darcy walks up to some of the guys outside, some of the younger punks, and he says, "Who hasn't smoked yet?" And some guys raise their hand, and then he says, "Come with me." And then those guys get into the car. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Did he say smoked?
Yeah, who hasn't smoked? And I want to hear what you're going to say, Brandon, because I was wondering the same thing.
All right. Nice.
What happened in the scene again? He said
He walks up to a group, and he says, "Which one of you haven't smoked?" And two guys put up their hands because two of them are smoking, or three of them are smoking, and they're like, "Okay, come with me." And I'm like, "What difference is it? What do they need them for? Because they're worried that if they go in, they'll be able. Their keen sense of smell will throw them off, or give them away." I didn't get that either, Dave. If that's what you're asking.
That's exactly what I'm asking. What was he talking about? Yeah. I wanted to make sure. I thought maybe I heard it.
he drove off with these guys?
They got in the car, didn't they? Right after? Did he drive out with them, or did he have them sent
No,
off?
they walked off. I don't know if they drove off.
I had a feeling that they were the ones who were going in.
But
I
what
don't
fucking
remember.
difference does it make about the smoking? I think that's what Dave wants to know too. That's
Yeah,
what I
what
want to
the
know.
fuck was that?
Whether
Yeah,
they
I
smoked or not. Like
I
that's
don't care
because
plot-wise.
To be
you
honest, I could be 100% wrong, but here's how I took it. Who hasn't smoked yet? Meaning, like, I almost felt like who hasn't gotten their feet wet yet? Like, who hasn't done what we're about to do yet? I think like they were looking for new soldiers to step up.
Maybe.
It's a good question, but I that's how I took it. I was like, okay, these are the guys who are going in to do the dirty work. They haven't gotten their
Because
hands bloody yet.
it's been a while since I've seen it, because I've only seen it the one time in the theater. Is this a scene where he sends some people away? Like,
Yes,
I think so, yeah.
yes, he does send some people away.
now I can't remember if it's the same scene, but is this the part where, because like I know there's a certain point where the situation's escalated to where once Patrick Stewart, and I know that's not, I keep calling him that because I can't remember his name. Do you remember?
Darcy.
Darcy. All right. Well, I think once Darcy realizes that like the situation's escalated to a certain point that they're likely going to have to kill these people, he only wants like a certain caliber of people there. He's going to send off certain people, because is this the same scene where he gives those two guys like the tablets of drugs and sends them off, or is this a different
That's
scene?
the band he gives the drugs to.
Okay, because
That's the cowcatcher band. That's Worm and his bandmates. He gives the drugs to, and those are bad drugs. Those are
he
tainted.
gives them, like the poison drugs on purpose.
Yeah, to get rid of them.
Yeah, so they'll OD.
Yeah,
Because I know at a certain point there's like when Darcy's like, okay, send like the white laces home. This is like a red laces only
Yeah.
situation
The
now.
red laces only walk out of here or something, he says.
Yeah, because I get like those are the ones that are like probably down for the cause enough to do whatever the hell he wants, and the white laces are still like the noobs. Like they probably are like the low ranking guys that, you know, they're not ready for that kind of stuff, so he sends them off. I just couldn't remember if it's the same scene as what you're talking about or
That's
not.
okay. It's insignificant, and it had nothing to do with the plot apparently, because no one else. Two of us noticed, two of us didn't. So it's just a throwaway line, maybe. I don't know. I just
What Brandon was saying though about it's time, like for you, the ones who haven't done anything, to step up to the plate and like do your part. It could have been. I if I would have had a chance to rewatch it, I'd have a better answer. Just
yeah.
I didn't.
that's okay.
I just thought maybe it was like some sort of slang.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know.
I'm cool like that.
There was a lot of shit going on in this movie. I'll tell you that. Very interesting. It's like I watched it twice, and I feel I have to watch it a third time.
Yeah, I only watched it the once. I wanted to get a second watch in before we recorded, but I didn't.
You guys picked up more watching it once than I did twice, so I don't
I
know
only
what
watched
that says
it
about
once.
me.
I wanted to watch it right again, though. That's how much I enjoyed it. Like like I said, I downloaded the soundtrack to take the dog out,
Nice.
and then and then got back here and sort of almost finished it off. I think there was a couple tracks left, and Like then we started recording the show, and honestly, I think I'm gonna have to watch it again with the wife tomorrow if she can dig that Pitbull scene. That is.
Oh, right. Well, I guess we should rate this, huh?
You want to talk about Patrick Stewart's fate?
Oh, the final
I love that.
the confrontation. That was all good. I like when
I love the final confrontation.
when he says you were scarier at night.
Yeah.
That was a good line.
It's so true, too, because he's so unassuming. I mean, it's Patrick Stewart, but yet
He was great.
that's the face of evil. It doesn't have to be
Right.
scary. And that's what makes this even scary, because that's what evil looks like. It looks like the unassuming, nice guy.
Yep. I feel you. It's you never know. The guy next door could be a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, scary as all these Nazis were with their tattoos and their big muscles. Like, Darcy was the most badass of all of them in terms of his ruthlessness.
Yeah, of course. That's why he's the boss. He's fucking
Yeah.
bloody organized, man.
Yeah.
He's not one of those bumbling fucking... It's just like American History X. You got a couple guys at the top that are fucking... Not that I'm for these people. Of course I'm not for them.
You're getting very excited, though.
I know.
Like, yeah!
No, I'm just saying that they're all business. They're fucking down for their cause. They're fucking...
Taking our country back!
They don't fuck around. Make America great again. They don't fuck around. They're just there for their shit. They're true blue. Whether I believe in their cause or not is irrelevant. Of course I don't. But those guys are just all business. Where all these other people are just there for the fucking party and there to, you know what I mean? They're just fronting that they're, you know. It's just like the American History X is the same shit. Where there was Derek and there was Cameron, and then Derek found out it was all a bunch of bullshit, so he wanted out. And then the next guy that fucking Cameron tried to promote was that fucking moron, that big guy, you know?
Seth.
Yeah.
Seth. Right, it's the same type of thing. That's all he had to go to. If that's the best you got to go to, you got trouble, you know? And it's the same thing here. You got a couple guys, and that's really it. That's all they are. But those guys play those roles well. Fucking Patrick Stewart here, you know?
Yeah.
And who was it? Stacy Keach? Was that who Cameron was? In
No, I want to say it was.
American History X,
I
yeah.
believe it was.
Yeah. Same
It
type
was
of
him.
thing.
Yeah, sorry.
But
What about the
good
baseball bat? We
performances.
never talked about the baseball bat.
Oh, yeah. What was the significance of that?
I think
Was
that's a great way they tell the story, and that's very similar to how his story technique in Blue Ruin, I feel. And I think they're just giving us a taste because that was the trunk of the guy that was going to run off with the girl, right?
Yeah.
And it was all packed up, and that's what he figured out, and he noticed that was back there. Obviously, using a crime, whether he was going to turn it in or use it as like blackmail so that they never came after them.
Exactly.
They don't explain it, and I love that. I thought they did a good job just sort of hinting at what it could be without actually spelling it right out.
Yeah, man. Solid fucking movie. Really was. Is there anything else we got?
Poor doggy.
Poor doggy. That does suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have to leave it as a cliffhanger for that smoking scene because I want to just see that scene again and see how the dialogue plays out because I thought the same thing.
I want to watch it again now too.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they were talking in skinhead jargon that I didn't know. Like who hasn't smoked yet? Who hasn't killed someone yet? Like it's your turn.
Smoked. I don't know if he was getting these people fucking high for some reason. Did he have some other agenda? I have no idea. But it doesn't seem like that'd be his style to fucking promote.
No, it didn't.
It's all business.
I took it as like who's gonna kill now? Who's gonna do the job?
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not crazy on that one. I thought maybe I heard it wrong or
No, you're
you guys are
crazy.
gonna laugh at me or something.
Oh,
you
we're laughing, but
know?
That's what the mute button's for.
yeah.
No, we laugh with the mute button off. Like we want to hear everybody laughing at each other.
That's what's going on anytime it goes silent. I fucking knew it.
What a downbeat film, though. I mean, Anton Yelton's not gonna be able to play bass anymore or guitar, whatever he was playing.
Yeah.
Like even with the top surgeons out there, that thing's just not gonna heal right.
Well, yeah, and it's like his three best friends are dead.
Yeah, poor Reese, man. I wanted to see him do jiu-jitsu on like Darcy. I was like, oh, this guy knows jiu-jitsu. They're definitely gonna work this into later on in the film. Nope, gone. It's like I'm leaving. We're going. Let's go. Out the window, stabbed 50 times, dead.
Yeah.
That was a good scene.
Oh,
fact
they
that-
played around with a lot of things like that. Like
Yeah.
this is a fire hazard. This is a fire hazard. I'm like, oh, they're torching this place up at the end, and someone's gonna trip over the equipment or something like that.
Throughout the whole movie, I'm
Nothing.
waiting for somebody to torch the place.
Nothing at all. Like, I mean, they again, little drops of dialogue, pretty much playing again with the conventions. I said it earlier, and it's just, and they go great against it. And I love that shit. I love when they it's not like they're tricking us, but they're not really giving us what we're expecting, and that's a sign of a great movie.
And I do love the little bits of comedy they threw in there. I do love when they reveal their real desert island bands right before they know, like, they're doomed. Like Prince,
Yeah, they changed.
Yeah, they changed. They're not even into the punk rock.
Well, the one kid stayed with the Misfits. He goes still the Misfits.
Yeah, he did.
And what was funny, the chick, Amber, she's like Madonna, and then she said Slayer.
Yeah.
That's great. What a fucking thing, Madonna or Slayer.
Yeah, and her line at the end is just perfect to just kind of
Sum up.
give you a little chuckle to a very downbeat film.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was good
Tell
stuff.
somebody who gives a shit.
Yeah. That was good. Good stuff. Desert Island Band.
Desert Island Band.
All right, name them.
I have the worst taste in music.
Come on.
If I had to go with Desert Island, I would go with David Bowie.
Nothing wrong with that. What do you guys got? Come on, Desert Island Band.
I'd probably have to go with Maiden.
Nice.
Shoot. Off the top of my head, I'd probably go Slayer.
Wow. Speaking of Slayer, that was
I'm go-
fucking a nice treat here in War Ensemble, huh?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Is that in the soundtrack, Christian?
Let me double check. I'm almost positive. Yep. No, positive. No, I'm wrong. It's not.
Oh, it's not? The best fucking song isn't there. Wow. I was
You
just
download the
shocked.
song and add it to your listening
Yeah,
experience.
you could. I was just shocked to hear fucking Slayer in a movie. I've never heard them in a movie before. I was like, wait. Mike, have you?
Yeah. Freaking Gremlins 2.
What? What?
It's turning into a spider. They're playing Angel of Death, like the guitar solo.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were. That's fuck. As soon as you said it, I remembered. I go, oh yeah, that's true.
Cannibal Corpse was in Ace Ventura. If you're familiar with them at all.
Yeah, they're didn't they start here in Buffalo?
I think they're Florida, aren't they?
Yeah, way to try and claim them, Dave.
Maybe they got somebody fucking. I don't know. There's some type of tie with Buffalo and Cannibal Corpse. I know that. The
Buffalo is loaded with dead cannibal corpses.
Yeah, they're loaded with all kinds of fucking crazy shit. So does live stuff count too in Desert Island Band? Like if they put out live albums, does that count?
Well, I think it's everything from the band, right? Because it's not a desert island album. It's like the band. So
Oh wow, if it's everything, then it's easy. Then it's Fish. Yeah, okay. If it's live stuff too, yeah. If it was just studio, I'd say the Beatles.
Sorry, allergic to seafood.
You don't know what you're missing. All right, this is one of the best films I've seen this year. Really enjoy it. Fucking production values are great. It's shot great. The lighting's great. Everything about it is very good. Good characters, good acting, and fucking gore. Great kills, which is what I want to see when I watch a horror movie. And that's what we get here, and tension and plot. A plot that's still confusing to me in some places, but I like it this much, not even knowing every little detail. So
Yeah.
for me, it's high up. It's fucking 9 out of 10. Full head explosion.
Nice. Full head explosion with minor rectal bleeding.
Which is going to require rectal bleaching, right?
Well, as you said, but as Christian would put it, it did have great cinematography.
Cinematography. I didn't say cinnamon, did I?
I feel like you might have said
I said cinematography.
Cinematography.
Cinematography. Because if I did say it wrong, I'll edit it
No,
anyway.
you can't edit it out.
Yeah.
I feel like at one point you kind of stumbled and it sounded like cinematography.
Cinematography sounds like something they would say in like a porno or something.
I don't think I said it because I only studied it, but that's okay. Maybe I did. Maybe I did stumble over it, but
He's throwing that out at you. I only studied it.
Well, I don't mean to be like a dick, but I mean it would be a really fucking weird thing for me to screw up.
Well, you probably did not say it. Brandon probably heard it wrong.
No, the cinematography was delicious.
Check out our cinematography.
Nah, yeah, Dave, I totally agree with you.
If it was sprinkled in there.
Nice.
I agree with you. I was delighted by this film. I agree with everything you said. I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right.
Just coming in slightly lower, just because of the films that I've given 9s are just a little bit higher up than this one. But again, it's definitely going to be a contender towards the year-end show, and definitely see it a bunch of other times before then.
This is my only 9 of the year so far.
Oh, well, yeah, because you gave The Witch a 10.
Did you give? Yeah, and Christian gave everything a 10.
No, I haven't. Oh, you son of a fucking...
Gave Lord of Illusion.
Mike, I don't blame you if you never want to come back, but
Oh, he wants to come back.
I'll let you go last since you are our special guest, and I'm right there with you, Dave. It's a 9 out of 10. I've only watched it once. Plan to watch it many more times. I do feel like I've been using 9 a lot lately because Hush and The Invitation both got 9, but this is right there with it.
Well, clickety clackety.
What about your heads?
The
guys?
cinematography, fully head blown. The cinematography. I'm gonna be pissed off now. I think I'm mad because you might be right, because then I remember switching and going, well, the director, it could be the director of photography as well.
That's exactly
I think I'm like, man, maybe he caught me. Damn it.
I totally caught you.
That's great, man. Cinematography.
He knows the exact point, too, because I remember he went to the director of photography right after. Look at this. He's switching off to DP because he can't say cinematography. That is awesome.
You son of a bitch. You might have got me. Now I'm like, how am I going to edit this so that I look good?
No, you can't edit it. It's
I won't. You know I don't. You know
I know you don't.
But yeah.
This is going to be our new thing every week now. We did Clay for a while. We did Top Notch for a while.
You're going to be like, hey, Christian, isn't that what you studied? Like, what the hell, man? You can't even
Oh,
say
and we're
it.
definitely using that since you were all dick about it. Like, I only studied
it. With that French Canadian extremism attitude.
I'm going to Cinnabon tomorrow to study cinematography.
The problem with it is you make it worse because I was trying to build a case for there's no way I said it wrong, and all I did was dig my grave. Even for it was the worst choice I could have made. It's like, I only studied it. What do you think? Christ.
That's when they film commercials for Cinnabon. That's what they tell their DPs.
Cinematography. There you go.
Oh man, that hurts.
Oh,
sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but we saved the best for last.
All right. Well, I am going with Dave also. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I think the movie was excellent. It was fast paced. You got great gore effects. There's little to no filler. I felt like it was a natural progression for this director, which is important to me. Usually when they're writing and directing a movie, it's nice to see kind of like them take the next step from the last movie, which the three of us that have seen Blue Ruin, I love that movie too. This one felt like a natural next step in evolution as a director. He was able to use kind of a common theme or a familiar theme, but do something a little different with it. I mean, the only sad note is it's a shame that the lead actor has passed away, that we won't be seeing him anymore. That sucks, but...
Yeah, he had a few projects that I think are completed.
Yeah.
Really?
Obviously the Star Trek film and a couple others I think he completed, but a shame because he was, to me he was already a star because I've seen him in so many things, but I feel like he was, just about to really break out.
Yeah. He's still very young, so...
Yeah.
Great movie. I just talk because I haven't talked about it much. I remember we mentioned it briefly on Evil Episodes right after we had seen it, but just talking about it again makes me want to go see it. And I'm actually surprised I haven't rewatched it because, like I said, I saw it like the first night in the theater, and I really liked it, and just got busy with all other stuff I have to watch. But now after this conversation, I'm like, shit, I need to go watch it again.
Yep, it's out on DVD now.
Cool.
Nice.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's just coming out now, isn't it?
He's going to
Thanks,
keep
Dave.
with the color theme for the next movie, like Red River or something like that now. He's done blue, he's done green.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, next movie's gonna be cinematography red.
Yeah, go blow yourself. Yeah. I'm off the show. I'm just
Oh shit.
I'm going to go, I'm going to just edit, I'm going to make it the most proper pronunciation of that ever. It's going to be like, what? That doesn't sound like it's going to be so overdubbed.
Well, you only
It's not even going to be your voice. It's going to be some professional, like, linguistics teacher saying, cinematography. I almost said cinnamon again. Now I want to say cinematography.
cinematography.
As you know, I won't alter. Oh my god, I can't even speak. Alter it at all. But I'm going to go back and listen right away and be like,
It's gonna be like 6 in the morning. He's gonna be like, I can't find it.
See, you guys are making fun of me. I couldn't talk, and look what happened. See, this week it's I can't talk either, but
I mess up too.
I didn't have the fuck up
Once in a while.
Well, yeah. This week Christian gets the honors for the funniest word.
possibly.
Possibly.
I
But
know.
you might have said it fine, in which case I get credit for just coming up with a funny gag.
Then I'm
Either
the
way,
idiot.
you win.
Either way, I'm a winner.
Yep. Oh shit. Okay, well, we should get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Where are we going?
I don't know. Fucking.
To the green room.
Let's go to the Kiwi Laser Lounge.
Let's get some Cinnabons. Oh shit. Hey Mike, do you have anything coming out in the near future that you want to plug?
We'll be recording the new Evil episodes in a couple days, but probably by the time people hear this, that'll be out. And then the latest Theme Warriors also. So pretty much already what's already been mentioned on the show as far as what I do. Besides that, sometimes I appear on other podcasts, just depending. To me, it's always more fun being a guest because like all you have to do is watch stuff and show up.
Yeah.
You don't worry about like the editing, the producing, all of after the stuff that comes after, like the not fun part. So
That's how I feel.
yeah, anytime someone's like, "Hey, want to come be on the show?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like I'll be on it anytime. So I had a blast though. It was really.
It was a lot of fun. You're
Yeah.
welcome back anytime.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, you know it, buddy.
I said you're welcome back anytime. Neither one of them did, but and they're still not saying.
Just a dick. Well, no, because he knows that. We don't have to tell him. You're the one that, like, it's almost like you're convincing yourself. It's your spot he's filling.
You have any Canadian in you, Mike? We need partial Canadian to replace Christian. We're gonna have a contest to see if we can find the tastiest cinematographer.
Oh, I pray that you're wrong. I just hope it's beautiful.
I'm probably wrong now.
Oh fuck, you probably will be now.
No, there's no way because he said he brought up the DP after, and I so remember him switching to DP after.
I did. So that's why I figured I screwed up.
Switching to DP, huh?
Everybody loves double penetration.
Yeah, shit.
ATM.
Yeah, ATM. Absolutely.
Honestly, ATM, eh? What type of dyslexic chick came up with that?
It's gross.
It is.
But
Mouth to ass, no
some
problem.
people like dirty girls. Mouth to ass, no problem.
That's what I'm saying. Dyslexic. It's all bad.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, sorry, I had to explain the joke. I apologize.
I didn't even think dyslex. Okay, I get it now.
Wait, I don't get it.
ATM should really be MTA, is what he's saying. And I'm MTA!
Mouth to ass, never ass to mouth.
And on that note,
Yes.
That joke bombed. I'm gonna make. Don't worry. By next show, that joke will be a hit. With the laugh track I put in, with just Mike laughing in the background, it'll be perfect.
Mike already signed off. That's how bad that joke got.
Oh, you should put a laugh track on a podcast. I've never heard that before. That'd be great.
We should.
You
do
should
it.
put it on that joke.
Yeah, shut up. One bad joke, and how many have you done?
It's not even a bad. All my jokes are bad. Nobody likes my jokes, but I'm going to continue to do them.
Oh,
You got to stick by your material.
You can stick by it. That's it.
That's right. That's right.
Tell you.
Yeah. We gotta go. Shit.
Yeah, we got.
We don't know what the next show is gonna be.
We the ain't rights. We'll see you next time.
We're the ape rights. Equal
We're the
rights for apes. You know.
We're the ape rights. Eating cinematography toast crunch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. We gotta go. We'll see you next show. We don't know what we're doing, but hopefully it's a good one. So we're gonna sign off. Thank you again, Mike. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll do it again, and we'll do you guys again too. All right. We'll do you real good next show.